Okay, it's time for us to make our final preparations to infiltrate the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness and kill the Lich King once and for all. The gods are with us. Truly there is no way we will not triumph. And they won't even see us coming. Truly a story for the ages. Hey Troops, why are we doing this? What do you mean? To overthrow the Lich King and free the land of tyranny? No, I get our motivation, just why are we doing it this way specifically? Why are 5 admittedly powerful people solely responsible for overthrowing the Lich King? Because the prophecies foretold that we would. Why aren't we raising armies, building resistance movements, finding capable people to replace him? It seems like a waste of our potential. I don't follow you, wizard. I'm sorry, you don't? You're a supernaturally talented diplomat. You could basically convince anyone to do anything. The rogue has to be one of the greatest assassins and infiltrators in the world, and has a wealth of information and contacts at their disposal. The paladin has to be one of the greatest generals and warriors that I've ever seen. I have the ability to level small towns with my magic, and the cleric? I have seen the literal gods intervene on the cleric's behalf. Where are you going with this, wizard? Where I'm going with this is that people as powerful as us should not be wandering from place to place getting into individual battles, only to then settle in an inn and then plan our next assault on the Lich King. We should already be in positions of power, helping shape the world in preparation for when we eventually overthrow him. At the very least, there should have been dozens of attempts on our lives at this stage. They raise a very excellent point. It feels like instead of being able to change the world dramatically as we have the power to do, that instead we've been pressed by some sort of agreed upon narrative into defeating the Lich King in a series of easily digestible challenges and encounters that don't allow us to interact with the world in any meaningful way, presumably for the entertainment of beings that we are incapable of understanding. Sorry, I didn't mean to get meta there. You hear the creaking of floorboards as the lights in the tavern dim, and darkness surrounds your table until only the single guttering candle flame illuminates you and your companions. God damn it, wizard, you don't give the DM idea! Oh, in the name of all the gods, how are we alive? I didn't even know vampire mage assassins were a thing, and we just fought 4 of them. If we had mistimed a single attacker spell, we would be dead, no question. Wizard, I swear to God, if you were sitting on that spell the entire time. We need to talk about the Lich King. No! If what just happened is evidence of anything, it's that we need to go to the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness right now and kill him. We are all on the verge of death. That was the most challenging fight that we've ever dealt with. And it didn't happen inside the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness. It happened in a nondescript tavern, right as we were planning our final assault. Why? Maybe the Lich King wanted to snuff us out when we were still vulnerable. We'd have been a lot more vulnerable inside his lair. What's more, he could have sent those things after us at any point since we began this quest. Why did they wait until we were gathered, fully rested, and at the height of our power? It's weird. What's your point? There's only 2 possible conclusions I can draw. One is that we were punished by those theoretical beings I spoke of for our hubris in questioning their agreed-upon narrative. Hey, watch it! Sorry. Or that the Lich King has been scrying on us this entire time, and only decided to play his hand when we were discussing raising an army against him and building up power structures to replace him, because that's the first and only time we've actually posed a threat to him. That doesn't make any sense, wizard. 1, the prophecies all say that only the 5 heroes will overthrow the tyranny of the Lich King, and 2, assuming it were possible to defeat the Lich King's armies in the field before he is destroyed, why has no one in power tried it before? Because they all have a vested interest in the Lich King being in power. No way. No, the bard's right. Think about it. If you're a corrupt nobleman, a pontiff, a merchant, then what better way to deflect scrutiny from your own evil than to direct it towards a literal undead tyrant? They wouldn't even need to work for the Lich King directly. They can just benefit from him being there. He cultivates his power for centuries, if not millennia, spreading disinformation that he cannot be destroyed outside of an apocalyptic battle, then asserts his control overtly in order to gather vast amounts of resources. He then waits for some heroes to rise who can defeat him, probably losing their lives in the process, before he slinks off into the shadows to repeat the cycle. You seriously think the merchants, nobility, and clergy are involved in a conspiracy to preserve the Lich King? They've provisioned us, they've financed us, they've armed and outfitted us. The temples preserve the very prophecies that say that we are destined to defeat the Lich King. The same prophecies that say that all nations of the world united couldn't stand against him. Those bastards were gonna send us to our death! Are you sure about this, Rogue? Absolutely not. This contact charges 200% markup on their wares, and at one point they tried to steal my kidney, but they are discreet. Oh, the organ harvesting back alley artificer is discreet. Thank goodness. Look, if the wizard's hunch is right, we can't risk buying any goods from guild-backed merchants with well-regulated suppliers. Plus, we need a static solution to our privacy problem. So unless your ass is lined with diamond dust, this is our best option. I understand your trepidation, Paladin, but we are morally obligated to investigate the full extent of the Lich King's corruption. And tragically, that may place us in the company of some wicked souls. Okay, can the sermon, here they come. Ah, always good to see a repeat customer, friend Rogue, and you've brought new clients for me. You know my reputation, they can be vouched for and trusted. But of course, so what'll it be this time? Heart-seeking arrows, wyvern poison, the latest edition of Paladins Unarmored? Wait, what? Dude! Do you have that? Bard, Rogue, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Rogue, I thought you said this person was discreet. They are, normally. Just highlighting the versatility of my wares and services, friend Rogue, no offense meant. Sneaky son. Okay, we need some help lying low. Well, I have cloaks of elven kind in 7 unique colours, 12 distinct flavours of potions of greater invisibility, and I have these flyers on timeshare offers for safe houses. We need 5 amulets of proof against detection and location. That's it? 5 apodals? You can get that from any guild-backed brass buffer. Why do you need to waste my time with it? We're in need of discretion, and we're willing to pay above market for it. That doesn't answer my question. My understanding is that someone who deals in discretion doesn't tend to ask questions. Common misconception. You see, discretion is a tool used to mitigate risk, and well, what you're asking poses no inherent risk to anyone. The particulars of such an exchange have some interesting implications, such as 5-storied adventurers are up to something. Something big. Something so shady that you don't just want scrying protection, you don't want anyone to know where you obtained it. Something so grand that if word were to ever get out that I helped you in doing it, it might pose a significant threat to my life and livelihood. I'm just kidding. Why would I talk myself out of a sale? Oh, thank all the gods. Yeah, we'll meet our agreed upon location tomorrow night. Your wizard friend can examine the goods to make sure they're all... and then you can pay me and we'll part ways, no questions asked. That sounds most agreeable. Anything else I can do you for? Yeah, how much for that copy of Paladins Unarmored and the Blue Raspberry Potion of Greater Invisibility? In my professional opinion, we just got robbed. Well, he did offer you a discount. In exchange for my kidney, that hardly qualifies as a discount. Regardless, we're protected from scrying, which means the Lich King cannot track us. That's not exactly true. What the hell are you talking about? Well, as soon as he finds the bodies of the vampire mage assassins, he's going to know that we're not dead, and then when he tries to scry on us, he'll realize that we have protection, so he'll start sending other minions after us to find out where we are. So realistically, all we've done is bought ourselves a head start. Yeah, but time's of the essence, so we need to use it wisely. Okay, what's our next move? Why asking me? This entire thing is your fault. My fault? How was I supposed to know we were being magically scryed upon and they'd send assassins the second we figured out we were being lulled into a false sense of security? Friends, please, this infighting is getting us nowhere. Now, the rogue is correct. We likely only have a limited amount of time before the Lich King sends his minions after us. I believe a prudent course of action would be to investigate the prophecies, to see about their origin, and if they have any indication as to possible ways to defeat the Lich King. I think we should investigate the Lich King's enemies and see which of them could make potential allies. I think we should go through the list of allies we've accumulated thus far in our quest, and see which of them could actually be working on the Lich King's behalf. I think we should get swole. I beg your pardon? Or, you know, whatever the arcane or ecclesiastic version of swole is. The point is that we barely survived our last encounter with the Lich King's minions. We need to get prepped. These are all very good options, but I don't think we have time to pursue more than one. Couldn't we split up and cover more ground? Absolutely not. We barely survived our encounter the last time. Splitting up would be an absolute death sentence. Well, what do you suggest we do, Wizard? I suggest we put all of our options into a hat and then draw the appropriate one. Whichever route fate decides is the one we will take. That way, no one can predict our behavior. You think drawing lots for our next course of action is a good idea? No single one of these options is better than the other. Besides, we've already disproved the existence of any theoretical beings pressing us into an agreed upon narrative, so any choice that we make will be our own. Hard day's work compiling and collating all of the covert information my spies bring me to help benefit the kingdom. Hello there, you enormous taint. Rogue? I thought you and the other heroes were on your way to the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness to destroy the Lich King. We have some questions we want to ask you first. Well, I'm happy to help you all however I can. Hey, why'd you lock my door? Who gave you that key? We clear? Yeah, we're clear. Commence interrogation pattern Omega. Yo, what the? Moist. By all the gods, what's the meaning of this? What is your official position? I'm the Royal Spy Master. Cleric? Look, this isn't my first time under magical interrogation. I'm not obligated to say anything to you. Several pounds of sharpened steel at both mine and the rogue's hips say otherwise. Now, to whom does your allegiance lie? To the monarch, the realm, the good of its people, and no one else! Did you or anyone else you know employ the use of magical scrying on us in the past several days? Certainly not to my knowledge. Are you aware of any conspiracies involving the merchants, nobility, or clergy that may involve the Lich King? No? That is to say, I had suspicions, but I was definitely not sure. Start talking. Well, obviously the Crown does offer tax benefits and gifts to those that help assist the realm. I always thought it was weird that right after an undead incursion, the merchants and nobility would always submit their tax records early, and that they would always claim a whole bunch of stuff on their expenses. What kind of stuff would they claim? Everything. Arms and armor, food and provisions, potions, the use of diviners, enchanters and healers, substantial donations to the temples. And why didn't you warn us about any of this? My agents in the temple told me that you were destined to overthrow and destroy the Lich King, so I said to myself, do I kick the hornet's nest now, or do I continue letting the powers that be arm and outfit the prophesied heroes, and then investigate everyone for tax fraud after they've dealt with a teeny tiny apocalyptic level threat? Yeah, that makes sense. That's exactly what I would do. So on that note, why aren't you at the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness dusting the Lich King's undead ass? Should we tell him? I think we should, yeah. What? Tell me what? You think they're working for him? It's all speculation, we don't have any concrete evidence. They sent vampire mage assassins after you based on one speculative thought. You're clearly onto something. But we don't know if the conspiracy involves the Lich King or if it's centered around him being there. Give me a list of everyone who's aided you, and I do mean everyone, and I will ensure that my agents intercept any communications to those people, magical or mundane. Well, that's fantastic, but do you really think you can trust your agents? Definitely. If I couldn't, I wouldn't know about those tax irregularities in the first place. Okay, the next thing we need to do then is investigate the prophecies. On that note, here's the countersign for one of my agents inside the cleric's temple. You have a spy in my temple? Yes, I have at least one spy in your temple. Damn you! Like I said, not my first time under magical interrogation. Sibling cleric and your companions, it's so good to see you all again. How can I help you? We have a kitten in our bag of holding that wants to place an order. A ham and cheese sandwich with pickles and mustard as the first snows of winter are due to arrive. How can I assist the realm today? You're the agent that reported the prophecies to the Spy Master? Yes, I learned of it just after you dispersed that cult inside the capital's walls, after the High Clerics first told you about the Lich King. We need to look at those prophecies for ourselves, and we need everything, sibling, the oldest possible translation of the prophecy itself, and every subsequent translation in chronological order. Okay, this clay tablet is the oldest copy of the prophecy that we could find inside the temple's walls, but it's written in a kind of celestial cuneiform that I don't have the wherewithal to decipher. Wizard, do you have that spell that lets you comprehend languages? I might be able to provide a direct translation, but prophecies tend to be deliberately shrouded in religious symbolism and metaphor. I'm not a theologian. Save your spells, Master Wizard. I should be able to illuminate the sacred cuneiform by comparing the translations against the later ones and contextualizing my findings. It should be well within my remit as someone who's an expert in religious... Oh, by all the gods, that was an absolute nightmare! Really? First time I tried translating this, what I got was all the world's steel will not be able to form a wall that can reverse the fetid tide, and only the 5 great dragons will be able to defeat the dread priest of the dark magi. By all the gods, did you manage to translate the cuneiform or not? Oh yeah, we just ran into a problem, it's incomplete. What do you mean it's incomplete? I mean that once I started examining the tablet, I found that it had been deliberately defaced, and all the subsequent translations were going off of effectively mistypes. Why didn't you lead with that before you spent 9 hours studying the damn thing? I didn't notice until one of the translations dropped mid-sentence. What does the incomplete script say? Well, all the prophecies said that all of the armies of the world united cannot hope to defeat the Lich King's horde, and it can only be defeated by 5 champions. So we're back to square one. We're gonna have to find the original tablet that this cuneiform was copied from, and that in itself could take weeks. DM, could I get a ruling? On what? Does the damage to the cuneiform tablet qualify as a single break or tear? I mean, it was done in a single act of deliberate defacement, so yeah, I'd say it does. Why? I cast mending on it! Oh, you absolute piece of sh**. Okay, or the bard could do that. What does it say now, cleric? Oh yeah, wow. Okay, that does change something. Don't keep us in suspense! It says that all of the armies of the world could not hope to defeat the Lich King's horde unless they are united. So he can be defeated in the field. That's amazing news. What about destroying the Lich King himself? Well, it talks about destroying his hidden eyes and ears, so that's probably his conspirators. In terms of how the champions would defeat the Lich King, it says Oh, you have to be kidding me. What is it, cleric? Okay, have you ever met one of those infuriating people that draws their 5s the exact same way they do their 6s? Are you saying we're a member down? Meanwhile, inside the fortress of ultimate darkness... Your most unholy majesty. Ah, creepy henge person. I trust that you have come with news that my servants have returned with the heads of the would-be usurpers. Yeah, about that, my liege. Just what kind of small-time, twirly-mustache villainous plot do you think I'm running here? I am so sorry that this happened, my liege. How did we lose 4 vampire mage assassins? It takes 20 chattels a week just to keep them at combat readiness. How did anyone survive them? I don't know, my liege, but we are going to find these upstarts and we are going to end them. Whoa, back up. Find? What do you mean find? Why haven't we got a scrying sensor on them right now? You know, my lord, it is the goddamnedest thing. We haven't been able to scry on them since the VMAs were KIA. Who was manning the sensor when all this went down? That would be me, my lord. Start talking. What happened? You fools have no idea of the torment that my master has in store for you. I get our motivation, just why are we doing it this way specifically? Why are 5 admittedly powerful people solely responsible for overthrowing the Lich King? Why aren't we raising armies, building resistance movements, finding capable people to replace it? Oh shit! Vampire mage assassins to battle stations! Red alert! Red alert! So because you prematurely panicked and sent in the heavy cavalry because a wizard was slightly insightful, you've revealed that we've been magically scrying on them this entire time. They've taken measures against it, and now they're committing all kinds of unseen actions, which could include unraveling a conspiracy that I spent 2,000 years preparing. My lord, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your plans. I'll make it up to you, I promise! I will not even sully my own hands by punishing you personally. I will leave that to the denizens of the 9 hells. My lord, please have mercy! No! Creepy henge person. Yes, my liege. Send word to all our agents throughout the known world that they are to monitor any unusual activity with regards to troops, logistical preparation, or shifts in the balance of political power. They are also to relay any unusual requests or petitions made to the nobility, the merchant classes, or indeed the temples. Let them know about this incident and what awaits those of my servants that display incompetence. At once, my liege. Oh, and let the propaganda department know I found the latest edition of Paladin's Armor to be a little too tame. We need it more risque for the next edition. We've been a member down this entire time. I love how that's a bigger deal to you than the fact that we need to rally a global military response to beat the Lich King. And I love how that's a bigger deal to you than the fact the High Cleric sent us on a path that ends with us being smears on the Lich King's wall. Now hold on, Rogue, they might have not done so at the Lich King's instruction. Yeah, they might have just spent 2,000 years misinterpreting a prophecy based on a defaced stone tablet that took me 6 seconds and a cantrip to fix. Exactly! You do get that was not an argument in your favour, right? I say we go confront the High Cleric that gave us the mission and stab them. And interrogate them. After all, we don't know how long it will be before the Spy Master can confirm their allegiances. Right, but once we know, we can stab them, right? No! Yes. Maybe. My friends, I must have made some sort of error while translating the tablet. Do you seriously all think that the High Clerics and the Pontiff would send 5 people unprepared to battle the Lich King without consulting the original prophecy? Why on earth would we consult the original prophecy? Oh, I swear you better be working for the Lich King. Absolutely not! My child, are you trying to get excommunicated? Your Eminence, are you seriously telling me that you sent 5 people to rout the Lich King and his armies? Well, yes, my child, that's what we did with the others. Look, Your Eminence. Others? The other chosen ones. When you say others, do you mean others more than just us others? Well, yes, how else would we keep the Lich King at bay? I'm sorry, at bay? Well, yes, the prophecy is an eternal cycle. Every generation, a new undead incursion will occur, and a new cast of heroes arises to battle the Lich King back to the underworld. How many sets of heroes have you sent, exactly? Well, I've personally sent 3, not including you, and I think since the prophecies were illuminated, we sent a total of 35 lots? You're telling me that you've sent 3 score parties of adventurers their deaths based on some assumption that you were holding back the Lich King? What reins us in from warlock-led cults engaging in human sacrifice? I will not tolerate these heresies spilling forth from your mouth, my child. We are not like those abominable cults. All we do is take a fated group of heroes that arises every generation and send them to fight an impossibly powerful undead wizard and his army of minions. That's not human sacrifice, that's fulfilling the prophecies. Do you just think they're still all there fighting him? Of course! What else would have happened to them? Oh my god, cleric, can I please stab them? Much as I would like that rogue, I have a couple more questions for His Eminence. When were the prophecies first illuminated, and who interpreted them as being cyclical and not linear? Well, that would be the current pontiff of the temple. That was about 70 years ago, and it was he that sent the first lot of heroes. Cleric, please show their eminence the restored tablet. I need to go make a cast. Tablet? What tablet? Your eminence, with all due respect, shut up and let me show you. Investigation of prophecy produced disturbing revelations. We have reason to suspect pontiff of cleric's temple may serve the Lich King. Propose sting operation. I am a very pious character. Listen to me pray. Drag out my last syllable. Good evening, your holiness. Oh, it's you! I bear tidings from our great master. An instruction for yourself. Yes, of course, our great master, the immortal Lich King, whom we have both pledged to and that I serve utterly. Dude, you know, I'm really looking forward to the day when I can stop singing false praises to a deaf god and instead prostrate myself before the feet of our glorious undying master. Dude, would you keep it down? And I'm especially looking forward to my reward of a trove of treasure and big booty bitches to please me well into my waning years in exchange for helping him with his conspiracy whose ultimate aim is to— Dude, the walls have ears. This is not a time to be abandoning protocol. Why not? We're so close to fulfilling his ultimate plan. Surely his Dark Lord and Majesty wouldn't mind if we have a little discussion now and again behind closed doors. Funnily enough, our master has instructed me to tell you the exact opposite of that. Come on now, he wouldn't risk punishing me, not after all the loyalty I've shown him, plus I'm in too prominent a position. Oh really? Let me tell you what happened to the last guy that's pissed off our liege the last couple of weeks. What are you talking about? What happened to the last guy? Okay, yeah, staying low. Yeah, staying low is a good idea. We'll stay low. Yes, now in the name of all the unhallowed saints, lay low, await further instruction, and if you see any sign of those 5 idiots you sent our direction, please communicate to us via the usual channels. Yep, 100%, understood. Oh, thank all evils. Right, spooky messenger, out. My god, they really are bad at this. My goodness, this conspiracy can be draining. Oh, your holiness! Young acolyte, what can I do for you? I was just wondering if you wanted me to order some additional salt pork when we next go into town. The Chosen Ones took the last of it when they reprovisioned here a few days ago. Wait, the Chosen Ones came here? Why, yes, sir. It was about 3 days ago, and then they took off in the direction of the Eastern Road. Thank you for informing me, young acolyte. Do me a favour, go down to the kitchens and bring me up a bottle of wine. Of course, your holiness. Anything for you. Okay, let's do this. Invocatio este ocus, ego amare manducare sterco. What the hell is it now? I was just sitting down to my copy of Paladins Unarmored. I found them! You know what direction they're going in? They were here 3 days ago before they set off in the direction of the Eastern Road. Good job, your holiness. I will advise that your boon of booty be extra bodacious. Spooky messenger, out. I've been such a good co-conspirator, the Lich King is gonna be so pleased. My fellow adventurers, we're in. I gotta hand it to you, that little operation turned out perfect, well executed. Speak for yourself, you revealed centuries of corruption in our temple, and now the cleric and I are dealing with multiple crises of faith. Paladin, I have evolved out of crisis of faith and have progressed to full-blown wanting to purge everyone above the rank of acolyte in my temple. It's okay, my friend, we're all gonna get through this. We'll find out exactly who needs to be purged. No one is purging anyone, at least until we know who's working for the Lich King and who isn't. So we can kill the pontiff? Step back from killing, but we can remove the pontiff from power, but we can't do so until we know the length and breadth of the conspiracy. So what are we doing in the meantime? Your previous suggestion. Spymaster, did you manage to get that list I was asking you about? Ah yes, known enemies of the Lich King who could be potential allies to us. I'm gonna be honest, Wizard, based on what I'm reading here, I don't think there's any way that this is gonna fly. What do you mean? Well, my spies haven't been able to infiltrate any monastic orders, ranger enclaves, or druid circles. They're simply too insular. Well, there were definitely some werewolf clans and goblin tribes that were displaced when the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness was built, and there are rumours that some members of the ancient vampiric lineages refused to be conscripted into the Lich King's army and fled into the mountains rather than be in a service. That's it? Well, there's that and an emaciated beggar who's been wandering from city to city screaming about how they could single-handedly defeat any of the Lich King's servants. So we ask you to use your legion of spies to help us find allies against the King of Undeath, and you advise us to petition savage goblins, rabid lycanthropes, literal blood-sucking undead monsters, and a half-starved vagrant. Oh, I'm sorry, Chosen One. My agents who've been invested in realpolitik for their entire careers produced this missive that points you in the direction of your sixth fated member and gives you exact directions to the army that they've secretly been hiding. Okay, we get it. Can you at least tell me it's possible for us to rally a global military response? It's going to be a challenge. There's been a lot of conflict between the various nations of the world the last couple of 100 years, conflict that may have been deliberately exacerbated by the Lich King in order to prevent a global military response. I haven't directly told any other nation's spy master about the conspiracy. I've more or less been just nudging them in that direction. In my opinion, though, when we're ready to clean house, they will probably follow suit. And at that point, we reveal the conspiracy to the Monarch and begin diplomatic talks in order to create that global military response, and begin our march on the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness. But if the prophecy is to be believed, we're going to need every potential advantage that we can get, especially if any nations refuse to join the effort. So we should look into these ridiculous options that the agents have brought forward. Good gods, where do we start? Let's put the options in a hat again. Why would you even add that to the hat? Paladin, are you so desperate to avoid talking to the poor that you'd rather we consort with beings literally classified as monsters first? I don't want to avoid talking to the poor, I want to avoid wasting time. What possible effort in overthrowing the Lich King could a wandering madman offer? Okay, first off, just because they're a beggar doesn't mean that they are mad, and even if they were mad, that's not a mark against either their character or their claimed capabilities. We, a party of seasoned heroes, barely survived our encounter with the Lich King's servant, so forgive my cynicism. Second, even if what the beggar is saying isn't true, we needed to pass through the city to get to the lowlands and into the mountains anyway, so what's the harm in checking in on them and chucking them a couple of coins? Much as I would hate to entertain the Paladin's prejudices, I'm not prejudiced! I'm a little concerned this may be a ploy by the Lich King to lure us out into the open. After all, it's a little convenient that we didn't hear about this beggar until after we'd gone underground. So we'll be on our guard. At the very least, we're in broad daylight in the middle of a city, and there's 5 of us and 1 beggar. How dangerous could they possibly be? How are we even going to find them in the city anyway? Alms for the poor, heroes. Yeah! You should probably save that reaction. What's their problem? They hate the poor. I do not quit saying that! Here, my good fellow, gods tend you. Well, that's incredibly generous of you, cleric, thank you. I don't suppose you'd be willing to answer a couple of questions, since you're about the city? I don't see why not. We've heard tell of a wanderer who claimed to be able to defeat any servant of the Lich King in single combat. Oh yes, that would be me. You have to stop telling people that. Why is that, Paladin? Because I'm a wandering beggar? Is it too much for you to swallow that I might be capable of defending myself against such evil? Does your prejudice run that deep? Okay, I'm sorry, it's just that my party of seasoned heroes barely survived our last encounter with the Lich King, and you, frankly, look like you haven't known 3 square meals and a good night's rest in many years. I shouldn't have prejudicial notions, but I also would feel morally obligated to first either help you or ensure that you have a means of defending yourself before we let you go on your way. See, that's a better attitude. Humility looks good on you. Now you qualify. Qualify? Qualify for what? For my fealty and assistance, of course. Yeah! Told you should have saved that reaction. They can't be. I heard tales that your kind walk the world in human form, but unnecessary subterfuge. My king's numbers were greatly diminished even before the Lich King's first incursion, and frankly, it's not a bad idea for a dragon to occasionally learn humility. You mentioned fealty and assistance? Yes. You see, the Lich King stole my hoard when he first built his fortress of the darkness and distributed them amongst his co-conspirators over the last few centuries. I've spent that entire time trying to rebuild that which was taken from me, and frankly, I'd like a little payback. So, you'll assist us in fighting his armies? I'll do you one better on top of that. You didn't manage to take everything, so in addition to assisting you, I'll grant you these small tokens from what was left of my hoard. Oh, gods protect! Woo! I'd only ever heard stories of these. By the great Magi, that's amazing! Hey, what about me? Yeah, about that. Remember when I said my kind numbers were greatly diminished before the Lich King's first incursion? Yeah? Well, a lot of the people responsible for that went on to found the Paladin Orders, and frankly I don't want to give any of my kin reason to not invite me to the next cookout. Oh, now who's the prejudiced one? You know I can still breathe fire in this form, right? I'll be quiet now. You do that. Good luck, adventure. Okay, guess we should make haste to the mountains then. God's damn prejudicial fire-breathing sky. I can still hear you, you know. Paladin, don't you know the age-old expression, don't look a fire-breathing gift horse in its razor-sharp, teeth-filled mouth? That's easy for you to say, you actually got a gift! Look friends, this turned out way better than we could have expected. Let's just make haste out of the city and toward the lowlands. I second that, cleric. Let's get the hell out of here. Okay, I know we were supposed to check the vampires first, but this definitely feels like werewolf country. Yeah, what gave you that impression? The trail of dead sheep or the fact that our silver mysteriously trebled in value? Well, we can take this opportunity to investigate the werewolf clans. We'll just need to flag down one of the peasants and see if they know anything about these attacks. I got this. What the hell are they doing? Excuse me, my good man. Yes, sir. Me and my companions noticed a lot of dead sheep on the raid up here. There was a particularly bad wolf attack last night? Oh yes, sir, definitely wolves. Absolutely normal wolves. Certainly nothing supernatural at all. Hey, listen, friend. You don't happen to feel the hunger on occasion, do you? I'm sure I don't know what you mean, sir. It's okay, my friend. We too know the struggle against the beast. Oh, I see. So you've travelled here for LA then? LA? Is that some sort of local deity? Oh no, sir. LA. That's Lycanthropes Anonymous. Lycanthropes what now? So before we begin tonight's meeting of Lycanthropes Anonymous, I'd like to address the elephant in the room. We had a lot of reports of dead and missing livestock this cycle, folks. What happened?
Bar on my door didn't
I forgot
hold.
to get beef.
I forgot to replace my chains.
I forgot what day it was. Okay. By the grace of the moon, there were no humanoid casualties. This time! But this is going to kill our goodwill with the community and put a significant dent in our relief fund just to bail out those poor farmers. Remember, if we bite somebody, we've bitten everybody. Okay, now with that out of the way, I'm excited to announce that we have 5 new members coming to their first LA meeting, so let's give them a warm welcome. My name's Bard and I'm a lycanthrope.
Hi, Bard.
And what clan do you belong to, Bard? Sorry, clan? Of course, our group has were-tigers, were-boars, were-wolves, of course, and we have a lot of were-rat members in the cities who do really good work scouting out potential new members and warning us of advancing paladins. Oh, are you okay? Yeah, my name's Fighter and I'm a lycanthrope.
Hi, Fighter.
When you say scout out new members, do you mean finding new people to pass the curse on to?
We don't use the C word.
Easy, Cubs, it's their first meeting. First lesson to learn, though. Lycanthropy isn't a disease or a curse. Some of us were born this way, some of us became this way through accidents, or malign magic, or irresponsible behaviour, but we avoid passing it on at all costs because bite doesn't make right. Hi, my name's Wizard and I'm a lycanthrope.
Hi, Wizard.
What if hypothetically someone approached you asking to become a lycanthrope? It happens. As an organisation, we focus on eliminating stigma, mutual aid, and civic responsibility. So if someone approached us, they would need to prove that they could use the Moon's Gift sanely, safely, and selflessly. Only then would we induct them into a clan so they can work for the betterment of the community. Hi, my name's Rogue and I'm a lycanthrope.
Hi, Rogue.
When you say community, do you mean other than lycanthropes? Yes, we mean everybody. I mean, apart from 12 nights a year, we have the exact same problems as the people that we live alongside. So you're not a pack of bloodthirsty monsters, you're just kind-hearted people that happen to be lycanthropes trying to do good by those around you? Exactly. From the blacksmith that makes our chains to the butcher that supplies our meat just in time for the full moon. Pack means everybody. Gods forgive me. Begging your pardon, friend, but you didn't introduce yourself. My name's Cleric and Friends, I can't do this. Cleric! It's okay, Cleric. This is a safe place. There's no need for you to feel ashamed. No, you don't understand. Cleric, in the name of all the gods, this is not the time. My friends and I aren't lycanthropes. We lied in order to infiltrate your group.
You better start explaining yourselves right now.
Oh, crap. Cleric, do you not have any sense of self-preservation? I was overcome with guilt. Besides, no one told me were creatures can transform at will.
Excuse me, very pissed off werewolf here, wondering why you infiltrated our group pretending to be lycanthropes?
Okay, that's our bad, but we need your help.
Our help?
You could have started off with that. In our defense, we had no idea of this group's existence or its mission statement. We came here, assuming that if there was any kind of centralized authority among lycanthropes, it would usually be some sort of bone-rattling shaman. I mean, you made several oaths about the moon, can you blame us? Shut your hole, you're lucky we didn't tear you apart after everything the Paladin Orders have done to lycanthropes. It's not like we're the Ranger Conclaves, they have literal specialists in killing your kind. Stop digging a hole, Paladin! Look, we are really sorry that we had to deceive you, but we need everyone that we can to help in the effort against fighting the Lich King. Yeah, we understand. We occasionally transform and then take to the wilds at night in order to patrol against banditry and undead incursions. So you will support us in our fight against the Lich King? You'll join our army? Oh, absolutely not. What? Look, I wasn't kidding when I said that we lead normal lives. Most of us are townsfolk and artisans. We're not soldiers. My order can offer you arms, outfit you, and train you. Our membership is 4,000 nationally. 4,000 suits of arms and armor will be chump change for the crown. We can make that happen. And what's more, I will use my influence in my order and others to change Paladin policy on were creatures from hunt and kill to capture and contain, placing any lycanthropes that we come across in your care. Simply not good enough. What would it take to convince you? There is one thing that I might be able to pitch to the other members. Name it. If it's within our power, we'll get it to you. We have a small patch of forested land that we maintain, where we send our vulnerables, our cubs, our elder folk, our infirmed, so that they can undergo the change with limited risk of coming into contact with anybody. You want more land. Not just more land. We want all the land that the Lich King currently controls. That's a lot of land. Lycanthropes have a very large roaming territory when we transform. We already have to cycle out our vulnerable members because the outskirts of our territory are occupied by goblin tribes and we're constantly at odds with them. If you can get us the Lich King's lands in order for us to re-wield them after the war, then we will consider fighting in your army. We can't possibly promise that without the consent of the Monarch. Then we have nothing further to discuss. What if we negotiate an armistice between Lycanthropes Anonymous and the Goblin tribes? Would you at least consider waiting while we petition the Monarch on your behalf? We'd consider it. What makes you think that we can negotiate a peace so easily? Well, they won't want very much, I'm sure. Besides, I speak Goblin. A little? A little? Yeah, I picked it up dating a ranger in college, though on second thought, a lot of the phrases I learned might not be great as diplomatic greetings. Oh yeah, this is gonna go just fine. Okay, I'm no ranger, but I'm pretty sure there's only that one goblin over there guarding the entrance. Bard, go do your thing. I swear before the gods you better not be lying about speaking Goblin. Relax, Paladin, a little bit of charm and charisma gets you a long way, even with goblins. Oh, nice attempt, but you need to add more phlegm to the clack! Also, I'm pretty sure you just asked me how much numbing oil we have left. Holy hell, you speak common? Yeah, you know the basics. Hello, how are you? Get on the ground and give me your stuff or I'll stab you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, what can I do for you? We've actually come to negotiate with your chieftain? Ah, well, you're in luck. I am the chieftain. Wow, that really is lucky. Yeah, I like to sit out here on the off chance that somebody decides to speak first instead of coming in with their sword drawn. So what would have happened in that case? You'd have fought me? Yeah, me and the dozen warriors with spears that I just hand-signaled to surround you. Oh, that's what that was. Yeah, there's a goblin saying, speak softly and carry several dozen sharp sticks. You don't just want to negotiate an armistice with the werewolves, you also want to conscript us to fight on behalf of the realm against the Lich King. That's about the long and short of it, yeah. Well, I understand that anything the Lich King does is bad news for everybody, including us. That's a big ask from a group of people who have historically oppressed my kin for a very long time. That's going to require a big incentive. We figured. Do you have anything in mind? First things first would be petitioning the Monarch to stop the nobility from putting out bounties on me and my kin. Pretty reasonable, yeah. That segues nicely into rights and protections for goblin folk across the realm. It's all here in our literature. A goblin quarter in the capital, legal protections for all goblin folk equal to that of citizens. It's politically challenging, but legally doable. I don't get it, you seem like such rational, reasonable people. Why did you have any difficulty dealing with the werewolf clans? They're just as rational and reasonable. Oh, I'm sure, when they're not 350 pounds covered in hair and speaking to us through a maw of razor-sharp teeth, which is what they've been 9 times out of the 10 that my tribe have reacted to them. Makes sense. Is there anything else that we can get you? Oh yeah, we want all of the lands that the Lich King currently controls. What? Why would you possibly need that much land? Read the last section of our literature. Building of a goblin nation-state, checks and balances, 6-year election cycles. This is a blueprint for a republic. One that will protect and defend the rights of goblin, bugbear, and hobgoblin. Why are you living in caves? We cannot promise you that land, not without the consent of the crown. Oh, what a shame. I guess the combined force of the goblin tribes totaling about 10,000 skirmishers, archers, and scouts are just going to have to sit this one out. 10,000? Divided throughout the realm, but those are just the tribes I currently have the ear of. We'll petition the Monarch on your behalf. Bard! Not bad, but I'm gonna need something now. Like what? There's a large human settlement on the offskirts of our territory in the mountains. If you go there and negotiate with its leader to get my people trade access to enter in and out of the town, then I will pass on your offer to the other tribes. The mountains? Isn't that where the very nice noblemen who are incredibly progressive and whom we can definitely negotiate with? We'll absolutely do that. Bard. Then I wish you good luck and I hope to see you at the negotiating table. Bard, what kind of negotiator are you? You just promised 2 groups of very dangerous people the same land. I promised we would petition the Monarch on their behalf, and we will. We're not going to be breaking any promises. Why don't you just offer that to the vampires up front when we meet them? There's just rumours of vampires in the mountains. We're just going to go there, talk to the village leader. I'm sure it'll be fine. Paladin? Don't mind me, I'm just questioning if I've ever killed a creature that deserved it in my entire life. Oh boy. Okay, let's just try and find a local peasant to point us out to whoever passes for a leader in this place. You, my good fellow. Yes, adventurers, how can I help you? My goodness, my child, you look terrible. Are you well? I'm fit as a fiddle, sir. The taxman just bled me dry. I hear that. Wait, you don't mean literally, do you? Oh no, of course not. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, they only took a pint, just like always. What? Yeah, do your tax collectors not make you bleed over a wine barrel? Where is your liege? Ah, some adventurers. Are you looking for work, perhaps? Think fast. Aha! I knew it! Oh, come on, that was so cheap! Any last words, Abomination? You can't kill us, the village needs us to survive! Oh, let me guess, you're not really evil, you're just misunderstood. No, we're definitely evil. That is not an argument in your favour. Look, there's only so good a living dead creature that sustains itself on blood can possibly be, but we only take a pint a month from each healthy adult, and in exchange, we give them a cut on their taxes. Oh, so you let your chattels live out of the goodness of your heart. Do you take us for complete fools? It's nothing to do with morality, it's pure unadulterated pragmatism. Why butcher a cow for its meat when you can live more easily off of its milk? That has to be one of the most perverse things I've ever heard. You're telling me that you enthrall people through tax incentives? Yeah, and it lets us survive so that we can protect the village. How do you protect the village? Look, the only thing better at controlling the undead than a lich is a vampire. We haven't had an undead incursion in 3 centuries. And you're doing this to, what, protect the livestock? Well, that and the less undead there are up here, the less likely it is that paladins come snooping about, apart from today, apparently. Yep, it's purging time. Paladin, wait! No, there is no way we can tolerate this. Look, this whole thing is a very delicate ecosystem. If we go, then the village will be preyed upon by the werewolves, the undead, and the goblins. Actually, that's what we wanted to talk to you about. Blood of the Ancients, you've all been busy. Yeah, so since the goblin tribes aren't exactly a threat, would you mind going into a trade deal with them? I know, sounds a little distasteful. Well, we tried. Let's purge them and negotiate with the human leaders of the village. Whoa, wait. You guys want help fighting the Lich King, right? What if I told you I had 5,000 heavy cavalry sleeping under my ancestral castle? I call that the last words of a desperate vampire. I'm serious, mine is the last dynasty that wasn't annexed by the Lich King. Do you think that we did that through guile alone? Given your skill at evading detection, probably not. Ha bloody ha. Look, 5,000 members of my family lay in torpor underneath our ancestral castle. They're all decked out in magical weapons and armour, and they have, and I can't stress this enough, literal centuries of experience fighting the undead. How in the name of all the gods have you kept that hidden? We only wait 20 to 30 at a time, we give them the necessary feed, we give them an update on world events, and we stick them back into torpor. The only exception to this is when there's an undead incursion. Paladin, what do you think? I'm listening. You let me live, I will wake the scions of my family from torpor. I'll tell them that the last battle with the Lich King is coming, and that we need to ready our forces. And then they'll agree to fight for us, right? Probably not. I'm no longer listening. Wait. I just mean that they probably won't do it for free. They're gonna want something in return. Don't say the land, don't say the land, don't say the land, don't say the land. They'll want the Lich King's lands. Oh, God damn it! Why do you need the land? We don't need it, it's just ours, by right. What do you mean by right? See, before the Lich King rose to power, the vampire dynasties had a concordant, called the Concordant of Blood. Because what the hell's else were you gonna name it? Hey, this was a long time ago, the trope hadn't been established yet. Would you get to the point? My purging arm is getting restless? Basically, the concordant went like this. If one member attacked another member, then the aggressor's lands would be stripped from them and divided amongst the remaining members. So when half of us decide to side with the Lich King and try to fight the rest of us, the survivors laid claim to all of the aggressor's lands, and as the only surviving members, your family holds entitlement to all of them. Literally thousands of years we've been waiting to hear those words. Surely there's no way the Crown will take the claims of actual vampires to those lands seriously. Hey, if you dob us in, you don't get your trade deal with the goblins, and you don't get our cavalry. Bard, don't say it. Paladin, what do you think? Purge evil? 5,000 heavy cavalry in the final battle against the Lich King. Ow! 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 Meanwhile, in the Spy Master's quarters in the capital, first of all, I just want to thank you all so much for agreeing to meet with me. We did find it a bit odd that the Crown all of a sudden offered us a bunch of dispensation and gifts, but we are nonetheless glad that you're taking the threat of the Lich King seriously and that you're operating with such discretion. Although it might be too little too late considering we've been trying to warn you about increasing undead numbers in the Borderlands for years. The realm has really missed the mark, but thanks to the Chosen Ones and your efforts, we should be able to create a response for defending our own lands from the Lich King and potentially have other nations follow suit. And what progress have you made along those lines exactly? Well, without compromising any of my agents' positions, we've managed to identify 25% of the Lich King's primary conspirators in the realm. And how many have you assassinated thus far? 0. 0? If we kill any of them now, we risk driving the rest of the network underground, or worse, triggering an incursion from the Lich King. Ah, so that's why you need our help. Your Shadow Monks working with my agents would expedite the identification portion of this mission by several weeks. First General, if your conclaves were in the Badlands, they could help us beat back any potential incursion the Lich King sends in retaliation for us taking out his conspirators. And Hierophant, your druids will be invaluable in helping repair any damage to the land as a result of any skirmish. This all makes sense, Spy Master, but if you haven't been able to identify all members of the conspiracy yet and are unsure of how high it goes, how can you be certain to trust us? 1, I can be assured of your allegiances at least, as the Ranger conclaves and Druid circles are the first to be destroyed in the event of an undead incursion. We all know that. 2, I will be able to authenticate any information that the Grand Instructor's Shadow Monks provide me. And 3... Look, I've been trying to get spies into your organizations for years. There's no way the Lich King has if I haven't been able to. You seem to think very highly of yourself. Myself? No. My agents? Absolutely. Spy Master, I bear a message from the Chosen Ones encrypted in the illusionary script. It comes from the mountains. The mountains? What the hell were they doing there? Oh, they were so desperate to look for allies that they went to the mountains to investigate rumors of belligerent vampires and treat with the werewolf clans and goblin tribes. And you let them? What if they got hurt? Relax, they're all skilled combatants. I'm sure they'll be fine. The worst thing that will have happened is that they'll got into a couple of skirmishes. Spy Master? I'm gonna need you to defend the Chosen Ones. And why is that? Because when I next see them, I'm going to fucking murder them. I call to order the Secret Council to discuss the division of the Lich King's current territories following the destruction of his horde in person, God's willing. Our first order of business is to throw out the claims of these land-snatching rectums. Hey, the Chosen Ones promised us the lands first. They were ours to begin with, Fleabag, and we'll be damned if we let you turn them into a nature preserve. See, you're both forgetting that I'm contributing literally more soldiers than the pair of you combined to the final fight. If anyone gets these lands, it's me. You barely qualify as people, let alone soldiers. Watch it, aristocrat. I've got a sharp stick with your name on it. The Druid circles and Ranger conclaves aren't going to stand by and watch you two scour a land that's already in desperate need of healing. We're back in the lycanthropes and their rewilding effort. Speak for yourself, Hierophant. We're back in the goblins. Wait, what? Do you think my conclaves like to police goblin tribes and force them into the wild just to subsist on nuts? Hell no! Let's give them a living space of their own so that they can thrive and develop diplomatic relations. It's less work for us. Plus, if you give that land to the lycanthropes, you may as well start paying us in silver.
Don't you have a dark corner and a tavern to put in?
I'd like to remind all the participants that the aristocrats sadly have the only legally recognizable claim to the land. So you can all suck a lemon. I'd rather suck on this tasty bulb of roast garlic. Alright, everyone, shut the fuck up! Whoa! Look, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry that I had to lie to get you all to this table, but in my defense, I should not have had to. This is a very easy question of our common survival. Hear, hear! I know you all just want the best possible outcome for your people, but at the same time, if we do not band together, the Lich King will win. And if the Lich King wins, not only do you all get nothing, but we will face untold suffering. Chieftain, do you think you'll be able to get a better shake for your people petitioning some necromancer lord that the Lich King installs? No, I don't. Atriarch, is the Lich King famous for his love of wildlife conservation?
I get your point.
And as for you, aristocrat, your dynasty barely survived the Lich King's rise to power. Do you think he'll be as merciful to you this time round? Okay. We'll give a third of the land to the goblins and a third of the land to conservation for the lycanthropes. Then that concludes our primary business. I consider this to be the same concordant of fuck the Lich King! I second the motion, the concordant of fuck the Lich King!
Fuck the Lich King!
The ayes have it. God's sake. You wanted to see us, Grand Instructor? I must congratulate you, Bard. Your skills at oratory and diplomacy match that of some of my greatest students. I don't think you'd be saying that if you saw the run-up to this. To their credit, they negotiated their way of us being eaten by werewolves. And who sparked that incident? The Spy Master has me about urgent business, but they informed me that you're looking for some assistance. In many ways, yeah. You got anything specific? As a matter of fact, yes. Some of our seekers may have found something that will point you in the direction of your sixth fated member. This tablet contains what we believe to be the oldest version of the prophecies. What the hell is a fortitude save? Oh, my bad. I used to keep my old character sheets in that notebook. Go ahead and go to the next tab.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I meant the tab after that. Right. You didn't see anything important on that other tab, did you? No, definitely not. Because you know how I feel about metagaming. Yeah, you've made it absolutely clear, don't worry. So what does it say? Okay, it says, the sixth of the great dragons will reveal themselves when the river of wine has been drained dry, and their 5 comrades stand before a dread foe at the utmost end of need. Wait, we need 6 dragons now? I suppose we could ask the beggar when the next cookout is. Oh, no, you see, this was the translation issue that I ran to when we previously looked at the older translations. You see, dragon in this context is actually a bastardization of dragon lord. Cleric? Dragon Lord originally meant anyone powerful enough to kill a dragon, but as dragon numbers started to dwindle, the term became more and more genericized and eventually lost all of its original context. Cleric! But the interesting thing is that Dragon Lord itself is only a mark of power. It doesn't actually imply any kind of moral alignment, so when I originally translated it, I didn't know whether that meant the dragons were good or evil, but then again, of course, it doesn't mean dragon literally. Cleric, by all the gods, can you tell us what this tablet says? Oh, right, yeah, it means that the 6th member isn't somebody that we need to search for. They'll come to us. Well, I suppose that's good news, but what are we going to do in the meantime while the Spy Master arranges to assassinate all the conspirators? Get your asses to the throne room this instant is what? Why do we need to go to the throne room? What's happening? The Monarch needs to see you. We've got problems. Meanwhile, inside the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness... Your most unholy majesty.
What's news, creepy hench person?
Spooky Messenger managed to uncover that the First Ranger General, the Druid Hierophant, and the Grand Instructor of the Monastic Orders were making their way to the capital in secret.
Doubtless this is the interference of those usurpers.
Then should we launch an incursion, my lord? Perhaps the Wraith Hunters, the Vampire Mage Assassins, maybe even the Death Knights?
No, a direct attack would simply push the so-called Chosen Ones back underground and we'd be back where we started. Instead, we will disrupt their plans in a more indirect fashion.
I await your instructions, my lord.
Relay these orders to our assets in the merchant guilds. Buy all the socks, kippers, and bacon that you can.
At once, my liege.
Oh, and one more thing before you go, creepy.
Yes, my lord?
The latest edition of Paladins and Armored. Still risque enough.
Oh, I see, my lord.
Don't get me wrong, it's certainly more risque than the last edition, but, I mean, we've only just seen the Paladin's hair. Can we go a little further?
Are you thinking... Arming jackets, my lord?
Creepy, you know that's too far.
Understood, my lord. I think I know what to do next. Your most illustrious majesty, Royal Spymaster, and the Chosen Ones, have you all returned from defeating the Lich King to assist us in the current crisis? No, your majesty. We have news of a far more dire nature. We find that very hard to believe. You might want to sit down, your grace. Every one of you better be taking the piss. Whoa, steady on, your grace. Yeah, next you'll be dropping the royal we. Fuck the royal we! You just informed me that the Lich King has been manipulating the political sphere of this realm since before I took the throne! Yeah, but we uncovered the conspiracy, so all we need to do is eliminate all the conspirators and then start a diplomatic effort in order to create a global military response against the Lich King! Easy peasy! How fucking deluded are these people? I'm beginning to question it after recent events, your grace. Did you explain to them that we're currently on the brink of a global war? No, since when? Friday, about 5:30. What could possibly have happened in the last 3 days that could trigger a war of that scale? The collapse of the kippers, bacon, and sock markets. No, I am completely confused. Yeah, what does that have to do with the price of fish? Well, 1, everything because kippers, and 2, salt. Salt? Oh no. No. For some reason, merchant guilds were buying up all of the preserved fish and pork that they possibly could. That resulted in a massive uptake in the demand for salt, and now every nation in the world thinks that everybody's preparing for some sort of massive military response, so every nation is scared shitless because they're assuming that there's going to be an imminent invasion from one of their neighbours. Okay, but what does that have to do with socks? You know the phrase, an army marches on its stomach? What does it literally march on? Oh. An army is useless if it can't get from point A to point B without contracting foot rot. Hell, in a military campaign, a podiatrist is worth their weight in gold. Mobilize too early, we risk triggering an undead incursion or a preemptive attack. Mobilize too late, we make it swept up in the conflict regardless. And we can't just tell everyone, hey, the Lich King was manipulating the salt markets, because we still don't know the full breadth of the conspiracy. There has to be something that we can do to deter nations from attacking us without resorting to full-scale mobilization. I have some suggestions. By all means, your majesty, tell us. An invasion is going to be expensive. I don't want to see the realm go bankrupt if we suddenly have to fend off a massive military response. Go to the merchant guilds, talk with some trustworthy merchants, and see if you can negotiate a loan on behalf of the crown. Well, that should be relatively easy. Next, I'll need you to go to some trustworthy noble houses and see if you could drum up some additional support to help bolster the royal army. Well, it wouldn't be the first time we've conjured an army out of thin air. Not going to ask. The third thing... Do any of you actually know how to kill a lich? Oh, gods! Why haven't we thought about that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Why don't you go to the Dean of the Bardic Colleges, the Archmage of the Wizard Schools, and just in case the Chief Engineer of the Artificing Guild, and see if they can give you some insight. Time to put all the options in a hat. Please tell me that's not how you've been making decisions. Hello there, adventurers! Are you looking to get kitted out? You're speaking to the Chief Engineer of the Guild of Artificers. I can get you a hefty discount, premium goods, guild quality guaranteed! Actually, Chief Engineer, we were hoping to ask your expert advice on a certain topic. Oh, I see. Well, I'm absolutely willing to help, and that will come free of charge. Do you know anything about lichdom? That's a hell of an ask. I understand it's a taboo topic, but we need to know if there's any forbidden knowledge that your guild might possess on how to destroy a lich. A dangerous task, but for a noble purpose. Indeed. Our guild library does contain schematics for some artifice that pertains and relates to lichdom. For you 5 adventurers, if your aim is to destroy it, we'll gladly pass that knowledge on to you for free. Chief Engineer, are you okay? You violated the end-user license agreement. What the hell are they talking about? You've bought magical items made by an artificer that we excommunicated! Are they talking about the anti-scrying amulets? So you're not going to give us this vital knowledge because we bought some minor magic items from a non-guild approved artificer? No, I'm going to withhold that important knowledge because you bought minor magical items from that specific banned artificer. Wait, what? I know you've been to that dodgy dealer in the capital. Okay, what could they have possibly done to leave this bad a taste in your mouth? Did they break a safety regulation? Worse, they're a strike breaker. What? Oh, by the gods. I think I'm gonna be sick. Get this amulet off me! Really? This is what you consider to be unacceptable? Paladin, I am many things. A thief, a spy, a literal hired killer. But the one line I do not cross is the picket line. We needed anti-scrying protection, and we needed to remain in cover to do so. That's falling on deaf ears. What if we bought 5 replacements from you, and we agreed to make a contribution to the relief fund? Would that potentially put us back in your good books? I could see that working. I believe the current going rate for an amulet of proof against detection location would be 10,000 gold pieces. Are you taking the piss? Each. Hey Bard, you want to use some of that diplomatic polish to maybe see if you can haggle the price down?
Oh god, I feel so dirty.
I guess it's up to me. Cleric? Noble Chief Engineer. I understand that you just want to do good by your members and their families, but we are on a mission of national importance, one that we must keep in absolute secrecy, and we cannot sacrifice these medallions without finding suitable replacements, and we cannot hope to purchase them from you at these punitive rates. We understand that we've committed a horrifying transgression, but just this once, we beg of you to look into your heart and see mercy. Get the fuck out of my shop. Ah, young wizard. So good to see one of our best and brightest return from a career of adventuring. How can I help you? Well, Archmage, to be blunt, we need to know everything that you might know on the topic of lichdom. That's an incredibly taboo subject. We understand your magnificence, but this is incredibly important. We need all the information we can on identifying, disrupting the abilities of, and destroying a lich. The quest we're on is of legendary importance, and it may have significant implications for the wider realm. We already attempted to obtain that knowledge from the Artificers Guild, but they declined for reasons we rather not disclose. Ah yes, they seem to be so wrapped up in the practical that they never pay attention to the theoretical or the plausible. So would you be willing to help us, your magnificence? Well, of course I'd be willing to help. Anything for such an accomplished people. Oh, thank all the gods. Friends, we might actually be able to do this. But for me to explain this properly, you'll need to understand the basic concepts of id refraction in the context of interplanar ego broadcast. Multiple biases need to be taken into account when understanding the two-way directional sway towards the median grid, although sway in this instance is something of a misnomer. It's almost universally accepted that goat's butter and ionized nails are best used in this portion of the thought experiment. Flim flam flibbity flim flor mcflib florb flib, times 2, not divided, that's very important. Do you have even the slightest idea of what they're talking about? Nope. I've just sat here for the past 8 hours nodding attentively and attempting to look like I'm taking it all in. I assume, though, that the wizard understands, and as long as the wizard understands, then we should be good. I lost all track after about the first 15 minutes. What? Yeah, it's been in one ear and out the other since then. I have sat here for the past 8 hours debating whether I'm having an acid flashback, a stroke, or some combination of the two, and you're telling me that you don't have any understanding of what the hell they're on about either? Look, Bard, it's just like any arcane thesis I've had to study. You just need to wait for the giant lecture to conclude, and then by the end of it there will be a concise, plain common explanation that will put all of the ridiculous technobabble we've heard into context. We just need to be patient. And that's why Merlin was a hack who most likely had gambling debts, which brings us to the end of the introduction to part 1 of our 15-part examination. That was just the fucking introduction?! Yes, but please save your questions for part 8 when we have our Q&A session. No! Your Magnificence, I am begging you, we're already on borrowed time. We need this information in a format that we can all understand. Please, can you explain this in simpler terms? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize this was an emergency. I can absolutely give you a plain common summation. I'll just need you to put in a formal request before I go on academic leave. Okay, when's that happening? Oh, right now, actually. Dean, you busy at all? Oh, by all the gods! Sorry to interrupt, Dean. Bard, what are you doing? I was clearly napping, and who are these people? My party members, Dean. We're on a really important quest. Before you say anything else, the collective hangover is starting to get to me. Just give me a second, please. Gods damn! Is this normal? For bards, pretty much. Ah! Okay, now we can continue. We were gonna ask if you had any bardic lore relating to lichdom, but now I'm more concerned about your liver. Lichdom? Oh man, that's a heavy topic. Why do you want to be learning about that? Well, because you need to go kick a lich's ass. Ha! I like them. They remind me of me during my adventuring days. I'm sure they've got some ancient manuscript around here somewhere that deals with lichdom. Oh, thank all the gods. Oh, here we go. Oh no. What is it? I'm sorry, Wait, gang, it looks like I destroyed the relevant section of the manuscript. What?! Why the hell would you destroy a manuscript that tells you how to destroy a lich? Oh yeah, see, when I was an undergrad, I was on an exchange program with a bunch of druids from the Circle of Dreams, and they told me about this epic moss that grows in caves in the Feywild, where if you brew it into a tea, it'll let you communicate with any of your descendants that are predestined to drink the same tea. And at first I was like, no way am I gonna have any descendants, I always use protection. But then they kept talking about time being a donut, so I got curious and tried it. And there I am kicking it with my 15 times great-granddaughter who can juggle with her feet when she says to me, yo, if this is what it's like when you drink the tea, imagine what happens if you just smoke the moss. So I'm checking myself for skins, but didn't have any. But you know what I did have? You used a millennia-old manuscript to spark it up with a future ghost? How did you even get access to something that important as an undergrad? Who possessed you to bring it with you on a field expedition? Why didn't you just use a water pipe? It comes standard as part of a musician's pack. Hell, you gave me one during my freshers week! I can answer that last one. I traded the water pipe for the moss. I genuinely didn't know I could be this angry. Oh yeah, your thing. Yeah, I'm really sorry, gang. That's our third and last chance gone. There's nobody else who could know anything about Lichdom. Wait, who'd you try before me? Oh, why didn't you say so? I can get them to help you out. Wait, really? Yeah, just leave it with me. You guys do whatever else you gotta do. I'll smooth things over with the chief engineer, contact the archmage, we'll compare notes, and I'll get back to you. Oh, thank you, Dean. You have no idea what a relief that is. Now, if you don't mind, I got some important Bard Dean stuff to do. See you later, okay? Goodbye, Dean. You can see their hair! Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Chief Executive Officer. And just what can I do for you adventurers? We're incredibly busy dealing with the economic crisis. We've actually come to negotiate a loan on behalf of the Crown. I'll stop you right there. We're no longer issuing loans to state actors. What?! How can that be? We're on the brink of a global war! We did a cost-benefit analysis and came to the conclusion that the potential interest we would gather offering a loan to the Crown is outweighed by the potential profit we'd make from both the realm and the nobility in the event that they require assistance rebuilding the realm following an invasion. So you're just gonna let the people of the realm suffer because it has more potential profit for you? Next you're gonna say you're gonna increase prices and then blame the fallout of the invasion that you refused to assist us in preventing. Naturally, what else is a monopoly for? That's abominable! I'm afraid that's simply how the nature of business works. We all need to find a way to survive in this world somehow. I'm sorry to interrupt. What is that? Oh, it's an orange. What in the hell's is an orange? From my understanding, it's a type of tree fruit. It comes from the climes down south. They must be a pretty hardy crop if you have to ship them all the way up from the south. Oh no, it ships notoriously poorly. That's why I custom built a series of irrigated and heated greenhouses to propagate the groves and then hired experts to tend them. I think if I were to cost this entire orange, it would probably be worth about 200 gold. Are they at least worth the money? Honestly, it's just okay. Okay, you have to lend us the money. I beg your pardon? We don't care about your potential profit margins and losses. All we care about is alleviating the potential loss of life as a result of the country being invaded, or not putting the country into a state of starvation by overspending following the invasion. Yes, the potential loss of life is tragic, but so would be the potential impact on myself and my loved ones in the event our investment didn't pay out. What possible impact could it have on you? Well, we might have to stop eating oranges. Can you please just have a look at the figure that the Crown wants to borrow before you write us off? Fine. I will hear a figure and potentially consider hearing the Crown out. How much is it that they require from us? 500 million gold. Get out. I've never met another human being I've wanted to kill as badly as them, and I have fought literal diabolic cultists. We might be able to leverage them if we can get some sort of backing from the nobility. At least I swiped this as a consolation prize. Rogue! Oh, come on, cleric. Are you going to give me a sermon on personal property for swiping this from the desk of a confessed war profiteer? No, I was going to ask if I could have a taste. That's more like it. Here you go. Is it good? Yeah. It's really good. God damn it. I call to order this meeting of the noble estates to discuss the Crown's proposal to levy us for arms, men, and materiel to bolster the realm's armies to defend it from any potential future invasion. I move that we suspend all discussions and simply do as the Crown asks, since, you know, they're the Crown. Hey, if you want to leave your lands completely undefended, or send all your peasants off to be conscripted in the army and leave no one to take in the harvest, that's your business. But I think we should discuss this. There's naught to discuss. Our powers are endowed to us by the Monarch. Our powers are endowed to us through the strength of our bloodlines and our nobility. Such interpretations flirt with treason. You have insulted my honor and I demand satisfaction. First blood? Oh, of course. Good, I choose swords at dawn. Gentlefolk, please, can we leave any matters of personal honor to after the discussion is concluded? Now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to dismiss the royalist faction's motion on the basis that none of us has the power to dissolve this assembly. You have insulted my honor and I demand satisfaction. Gods above. First blood, swords at dawn. Sounds fine to me. Good. Now, I believe the aristocratic faction will agree with me when I say that we must try and get some type of concession from the Crown in exchange for our support. Yes, like preserving our ancient right to throw angry pigs through the windows of peasants. I was thinking something less puerile. You have insulted my honor and I demand satisfaction. First blood. Swords at dawn, yes! What the hell is going on here? Right? There's more duels going on that table than there are proposals. And you all laughed when I told you that nobility were my greatest source of income. Wait, because of assassination contracts or because you can rob them blind while they're all out dueling? Yes. Troops, if they keep this up, they're never going to agree on anything, let alone to support the Crown. Okay, time for a little diplomacy. Psst, Your Grace. You got this. Gentlefolk, I move that we set all of our petty differences aside. Yes, we all have differing views about where our power originates, the extent to which the Crown can encroach on our God-given rights and abilities. But at the same time, we must look to the common defence of these lands, for if the realm bleeds, so do we all. I therefore move that instead of any concessions requesting any confirmations of gifts from the Crown, that we instead all agree that in a time of emergency, that we will all act within the realm's best. I disagree. You have insulted my honor and I demand satisfaction. What? I'm sorry, it's like an itch I have to scratch. Gods above, and I thought the Archmage was a waste of time. What do we do now? Basically every task we were appointed has been fruitless. We get a couple of bottles of wine and place bets on who's going to win in the coming duels. I think you might run out of wine by about the 47th. Whoa, just who the hell are you? In brief, I speak for the next generation of the noble estates. And what do you want exactly? To help. Explain this plan to me again? I and all of the other noble scions destined to inherit our parents' places will agree to forfeit our lands over to the Crown upon our inheriting them in the event that our parents refuse to assist in the coming crisis. What stops your families from simply disinheriting anyone who signs this pledge? Individually, nothing. But the noble estates are so intertwined through blood and marriage that in the event enough of us sign on to this pledge, it will be impossible for our parents to find viable successors, because the further from their own direct line they go, the stronger the chance is that control of their lands would move to a distant relative with ties to a faction they can't stand. Very clever! Just how many scions do you currently have signed on to the pledge? Just under 50%. Oh, there's a strong chance that might not work. We have almost all of the first, second, and thirds in line ready to sign to the pledge, but our problem has been convincing a lot of the more distant relatives to actually sign on. Because they're convinced they could get all the land in the event that the pledge falls through? No, it's because the vast majority of them, myself included, have no interest in ruling after our parents pass on. Wait, what? We're all dilettantes. We don't care about politics or petty familial backstabbing. All we want is to use some of our family's wealth to live comfortably and pursue our various interests. Why don't you just tell them they won't have wealth if their families all get destroyed in the coming war? They have a very make hay while the sun shines attitude. Well, then how are you going to get a bunch of Lotus Eaters on board with this plan? It's simple, I want your paladin friend to pose for me. Come again? Myself and some of the other dilettantes are members of certain social clubs who indulge in the finer things in life. I do not like where this is going. My artworks in particular are very highly regarded around private circles. You're not talking about paladins unarmored, are you? You've insulted my honor and I demand— I'm sorry, no, please forgive me, that's a reflex, but no, I've never been published in Paladins Unarmored. Oh, thank the gods. They're nothing but a bunch of prudes and Puritans. They've rejected my artwork twice. I've never heard of Paladins Unarmored rejecting artwork. Oh, by all the gods! No way, but my artwork is purely devoted to the love and beauty of the Paladin Orders. How is this in any way connected to the Paladin Orders? The scion of my family was a Paladin. They forsook all of their wealth, titles, and honor to their younger sibling and took off. My artwork captures the Paladin at their most raw, their most true, their most devoted. How is this going to convince anyone to sign on to the pledge? Because with you as my greatest muse, I will create an artwork so spellbinding it will arrest the hearts and bodies of all who look upon it. And then I will create an exclusive gallery for those who have signed the pledge. When rumour gets out of the beauty of my piece, the dilettantes will sign away their very souls to the crown. I have done a lot of things in pursuit of the greater good and protecting the realm. I have stayed my blade from some of the worst examples of humanity. I have courted my worst enemies, but I am not going to compromise my oaths and embarrass myself for the sake of your smut. I'll also give you my ancestors' holy avenger. Okay, where do you want me?
Meanwhile, in the throne room at the capital.
Your most illustrious majesty. What news, Royal Spymaster? Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news. Let's start with the good news. First up, my agents believe we've managed to identify the entirety of the Lich King's conspirators here in the realm. And just how bad does the rot sink in? Well, we did a head-down investigation for all of the major factions in the realm, and we weren't able to find anyone higher placed than the pontiff of the Temple of Light. How high did it go for the other factions? For the Merchants Guild, no higher than some senior advisors to the board, and for the nobles, no higher than a couple of minor barons, and the vast majority of the agents we found were minor nobles embedded in certain social clubs centered around erotic art for some reason. Do me a favour and look into that when you can. Now, is there any more good news? Yeah, actually, I received a coded message from the Dean of the Bardic Colleges. Hey, Spy Baby! You got any of that hot goss about talking corpses? Me, Archie, and Grease Lightning were wondering. Would be super cool if we could hang out, gotta help the youth. Peace. You're still in direct communication with that hippie? Oh, they're alright, your majesty. You mean that moss they smoke that lets them speak to future ghosts is alright? Look, I know their sense of humour never really vibed with you, but they had our back during our adventuring days, and we all smoked that moss. Our adventuring days were a long time ago, and I don't think I need to remind you that. Absolutely, your majesty, I apologise. But if you do end up going to visit them, can you get me a silver piece bag? I've been really stressed lately and I could really go with the wisdom of my 8 times great-granddaughter. She is going to be an amazing president. Damn right she is. Now what's the bad news? The bad news is that the last communication that I got from the Chosen One states that they were unsuccessful in negotiating a loan on behalf of the crown. What? What did they do? They didn't do anything, your majesty. They've desperately tried to convince them to support the crown and they said no. Did they give any specific reason why? Was the amount borrowed too much? We were offering generous trade concessions and tax breaks. I'll just let you read this, your majesty. You okay, your majesty? Oranges. Yeah. Fucking oranges. Yeah. The markets that they in part set up to be so easily manipulated have caused us to be on the brink of war, and now I am forced to scrimp and borrow money so that I don't need to make the choice between spending the lives of innocent people or starving them after the war. And these bastards have the audacity to sit in their guild hall and eat oranges. That would appear to be the case, your majesty. Spymaster, be allowed to assemble 50 of my household guard and a carriage to take me directly to the Grand Hall of the Guild of Merchants. Happily, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask why. Because their CEO needs a personal reminder of what a fucking monarchy is!
Meanwhile, in a secluded wing of the noble estates.
Look, Paladin, don't speak. None of you will ever speak of this to anyone. Paladin, I went into a crypt and I reclaimed a sacred relic. Paladin, what happened in that wing stays between you, me, and the several hundred nobles that are going to be exposed to my vulnerability. Whatever you say, friend. Whatever you say. Honestly, I think that if any of us were placed in a similar situation, we would have probably done the same thing. Yeah, you definitely would have gone to a crypt and reclaimed the sacred relic, because that's all I did! Right, that's all you did, and nothing else. But we can all agree that it was a very exhausting trial. Yes, it was. Fraught with peril and with danger. Assuredly. One that tested the very limits of your faith and oath. And I feel completely justified in what I did. Yes, especially after you were put in such a precarious position. One of several precarious positions! Bard, that's enough. Paladin? Yes, friend cleric. What you did in there isn't necessarily keeping in the standard conduct of a paladin, but you didn't behave unvirtuously. What you did do with good intentions. Not just in reclaiming a holy relic, but in potentially influencing a vote of the noble estates that could decide the course of a war and save tens of thousands of lives. All in all, I think that's pretty in keeping with your oaths. And even if you don't necessarily feel proud of your actions, you definitely shouldn't feel ashamed of what you did. Thank you, friend cleric, that actually makes me feel a lot better. Much as I hate to interrupt folks, I really think we should discuss our next move. There's not much to discuss, we're gonna have to wait for the Dean's findings, and I don't think that the nobles are gonna come to an immediate decision, even if we do have the votes. What do we do then? I have a suggestion. Yes, friend Paladin? Let's check how much coin we've got between us, go to a tavern, and get really wasted. Just what is the meaning of this? Hold that thought. Oh, my descendants! There's going to be some managerial changes to the Guild of Merchants, and I felt it important to let you know your choices. Work with the best interests of the realm at heart, or I will hang you and all the board members for treason and tax your families back to the dirt that you came from. You're now going to lend the crown 1 billion gold at a reasonable rate of interest in exchange for some minor tax benefits and concessions. Am I understood? Understood! Your Majesty! Good. Now I'll leave you to speak with my friend. Hey, what friend are you talking about? Oh no! So I heard someone's been growing citrus in a temperate environment. I hope you like sucking on oranges with no fucking teeth! Meanwhile at the tavern... Why didn't you tell us what's really on your mind, cleric? Fine. Honestly, Paladin, I think you're going through a lot and I don't think this is a healthy idea. Cleric, I've mulled this over in my head and I think I need one night of simple relaxation. If you're concerned that the demon drink is going to become a crutch for me, you need not be worried. Hail, adventurers, what can I get for you? What do you have that will allow a soul to forget every sin it's committed in the name of a just cause and grant them one night's rest? No, give me that! Cleric, that's a poor show. It is ultimately the Paladin's decision. Yeah. I can't let you do this, Paladin. I'm sorry, Cleric, but it's the choice I've made. Fine, but if you insist on doing this, know that you're not going to do it alone. Cleric, be careful. I'm pretty sure that's artificing great spirit. Oh, gods. You okay, friend? That's a start. Leave the bottle, please. And what about yourself, Master Wizard? I'll take a pitcher of ale and some bread and pickles for when my friend wakes up. What about you in the corner there? I want an awakened and hasted giant scorpion sorcerer with a wild magic bloodline and make it a double. You don't want to be breaking like 7 laws just knowing the recipe for that drink? What flavor? Chocolate. Done. Yourself, Master Bard? Yes, I'd like 3 roast chickens, some roast beef, 6 smoked kippers, vegetables and potatoes, fried or roasted, whatever's going, a dozen hard-boiled eggs, 2 loaves of bread, 4 wedges of cheese, some pickles, and why don't you go ahead and give me a mug of gravy and a couple of bowls of whatever that is bubbling over the fire. And anything to drink? Oh, just hot water and plenty of it, please. Okay, I'm just gonna go hire a second cook. What the hell, Bard? Why'd you order that mountain of food? Are you not drinking tonight? The first thing you learn as a bard is wherever possible, line your stomach before you begin a heavy sesh. Besides, I especially want to line my stomach tonight because after I'm done, it's tea time! Is that the moss the Dean was talking about? Did you steal that from their stash? Wizard, please, no bard living or dead could locate the Dean's stash. It's a prank that we play on freshers to get them into trouble. Good, because we can't afford to piss off any of our allies. I know, that's why I had the rogue seal it instead. Yeah, you made it out to be this giant heist, but it was just in a shoebox under their desk. I forgot to mention that when we send the freshers on this impossible task, they're usually drunk first. Most of them don't actually make it out of the courtyard. Wow, that bartender has some very good wine. Yeah, I'm glad we got like a 9th round in, that was awesome. I don't get it, this is my 7th pour and I haven't felt anything yet. Little theory here, Paladin. Is it maybe because you're still clutching that unsheathed Holy Avenger? Oh, for God's sake! Paladin, no! That was hot! What was that? Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, inside the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness,
Your most unholy majesty.
Creepy hench person, do you have any news on the location of the usurpers?
Sadly not, my liege. It seems that the pontiff of the Temple of Light is a less than useful resource.
Luckily, his usefulness will come to an end shortly. Now on to other matters. How are the sales of Paladins Unarmored?
My liege, Paladins Unarmored is dead.
What the hell are you talking about?
We weren't risque enough, so I gave the propaganda department a new brief. I told them new artists, new directions, new name.
A new name? What the hell's wrong with Paladins Unarmored?
Well, the Paladins were very seldom unarmored, my lord.
Yes, it's ironic, that's the... Okay, never mind, what did you call it?
You're gonna love this. Oathbreaker.
Damn, it's sexy, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's sexy.
What's this about bold direction? You didn't go as far as arming jackets, did you?
Think less in terms of what have they taken off so much as what's left to take off.
What?
Paladins truly unarmored. Nothing but a sword, a shield, a holy symbol, and a smile.
By all the hells, Creepy, do you realize what you've done? For centuries, I have been trying to slowly corrupt the recruitment base of the Paladin Corps so that more and more of their candidates become a bunch of sexually depraved thoughts that the gods wouldn't bless if they were on fire. And now, we're gonna have a situation where they're gonna crack down the printing presses, or worse, come after us directly.
We had a 300% sail through.
I don't care if we had a 300... Did you say 300%?
And I have it on good authority that the majority of those sales have been going to communities surrounding the fortress monasteries.
Bullshit.
Numbers don't lie, my lord.
Oh, Creepy. You single-handedly advanced my master plan by centuries. This is why you're my number one.
Honestly, my liege, I can't take all the credit. I just gave the propaganda department a name in the brief. They're the ones who were responsible for putting the whole thing together and finding the new artists.
So you haven't seen it yet?
I thought we could read it together. Spooky! Fresh off the presses, honey. Thanks, babe. Okay, my liege, let's take a look.
Damn, where'd you find these artists?
Well, they were originally syndicated in a rival publication, Light Armor.
Damn Martian asshole was trying to steal our thunder. Creepy!
What is it, my liege? Unholy fuck!
Leave it to the pervs in the propaganda department to undo the work of my best spies!
I'll organize a straight force immediately, my lord. Shall I summon the Death Knights?
Not just the Death Knights.
My liege?
I don't want there to be any possible chance of a screw-up here. Wake them up.
My liege, you can't possibly mean...
Yes, Creepy. Summon the Death Knight. Does my master wish to die?
meanwhile, in an exclusive gallery curated by the head of the dilettante nobles.
What an amazing opening that was. They're going to be so happy that we managed to get the votes.
Oh, good. I caught you alone.
Who goes there?
I understand that you've been painting some rather ambitious models lately, and my master the Lich King has sent myself and my fellow Death Knights to ask you a few questions about them.
The Lich King?
It will go easier for you if you cooperate, little artist.
Servant of evil. You'll have to kill me before I betray them.
That can be arranged, but perhaps not as swiftly as you might wish it.
Slow or swift, I will never give up my greatest muse. Even if you pluck out every individual hair in my body and lather me in mustard.
Well, I suppose we're gonna have to play the... Wait, what did you just say?
Not even if you flog my nether regions to the very bone.
Okay, I'm not enjoying the tone that this conversation is starting to move towards.
You'll have to impale me on your dark saber and stir my organs around like a bowl of noodles before I tell you anything.
Oh, by the unhallowed sin, no, absolutely not!
So go ahead, minion, do your worst!
No, you know what? I'm not going to kill you. In fact, I'm going to make it my personal mission to ensure that you never come to harm, because I am evil, and there is no way that killing you is not an act of good. I truly want to bring about hell on Earth, and I think that every sentient being should have to suffer you at least once. It has been literal millennia since I felt this sensation, but you made my fucking skin crawl. There are species of parasitic eye fungus that are less repulsive than you. I truly thought my hatred of all life peaked at wanting to destroy the universe, and then I met the worst thing in it.
Commander? Sorry to interrupt, but the Bargats managed to pick up a scent trail veering off of the main pathways. We're pretty sure it's the usurpers.
Thank fuck! See you never!
Kill me!
No!
Meanwhile, at a tavern,
What possessed you to just leave that tea sitting on the table? I drink my tea at blood temperature. Let's not panic, we'll just wake up the cleric, they're a healer, I'm sure they'll know what to do. This is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Oh god, I'm so dizzy. Ooh, tea, perfect. Cleric, stop! Oh, it just got better! Rather unusual blend. What are you looking at me like that for? Before we tell you, I suggest that you go out and take a big, deep breath of fresh air, and then we can come in, make you some food, and put you and the paladin both to bed. That sounds like a great idea, Bard. I'm gonna go do that right now. You're gonna send them out like that? It's just for a minute, and they will benefit from it. Besides, my tea still hasn't kicked in, so I think that you two are safe for the time being. You better be right, by the way. Oh, it's nice to feel the breeze on my skin.
Well, hello there. I've been looking all over for you.
And now, episode 33 of The Immersion Breakers.
Ah, my eyes!
Did you hear that? Oh god, the cleric! Relax, I'm sure that they just saw a rat. That is not a rat!
Oh, God! You better not pull it again.
Back fiend!
Oh, God, that hurts!
Alright, abomination, time to go back to the grave.
Getting so bored of this. You know what?
Oh, the hell you say?
You little shit.
Sorry that I don't want to die.
Okay, if you're not gonna let me call back up, I'll just summon it.
Okay, this is starting to get to be a really scary fight.
Yes, now go forth, my rogue, and carve them to pieces. Rogue, you okay there? You're kind of feeling to look threatening here. Don't just sit there looking dead, do something!
Oh, hells!
Okay, that's the second grossest thing to happen to me today.
Oh my god, dirt! Stars! Air that doesn't taste like sulfur! Oh, my alien houses! I actually made it!
Who are you, and what the hells were you doing inside the demon I summoned?
Oh yeah, I forgot you'd be here.
Oh no you don't!
More like, oh no you don't.
Son of a...
Okay, what the hell is going on? I'd love to chat, but you guys have maybe got 60 seconds before they reappear, so you might want to stack up. Okay?
Bitch! Oh no, what the heck?
Your dad sells Avon.
Oh no!
Ah!
Oh no!
It's over, right? That thing's definitely dead. No, but you don't need to worry about them for another 10 days. It's the squad of other Death Knights that usually accompany them that you need to be worried about. Was that absolutely necessary? I'm sorry, you all said it would be okay if I introduced a DMPC. Is something wrong? It's the introduction itself we're talking about. Were the sound effects necessary? Well, sorry, I just wanted to provide you all a little ambiance. Ambiance? If I live to see the death of the sun while sipping margaritas with Space Jesus, I will never be able to eat another piece of celery again after having finished this game. Or watermelon. Or breadsticks. My apologies, my goal was to entertain, not to make any of you feel uncomfortable or put you off some of your favourite foods, so I'll refrain from using such visceral descriptors and extra effects in future, okay? Okay, I turn to the mysterious figure and I say, 3 questions. Who are you? What are you? And what the hell were you doing in that demon's chest? In short, I'm a warlock who used to serve the Lich King, I'm human, and I don't have enough time to explain how I got here. You serve the Lich King? Formally, past tense, eye on the ball, come on! Then why the hell would you help us defeat one of his servants? Because that bastard literally hurled me into the 9 hells! Holy shit. Yeah, and since you 5 are on his biggest shit list of all time, I figured you'd be able to help me in helping you defeat him so I can get some payback. I just need a little favor from you first. Okay, how can we help? Go to hell! There's no need to be rude. No, I mean I literally need you to come to the 9 hells and rescue me. There's only gonna be a certain amount of time I'm gonna be here before I'm sent back. Oh yeah, we'll just bore our way into the Inferno to save a complete stranger who has admitted to us that they used to serve the Lich King. But before we do that, why don't you tell us why the hell we shouldn't assume this is an elaborate plot to kill us? Because I served the Lich King for decades, I know the ins and outs of the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness, I can give you strategic information, and best of all, I know where his canopic urn is. What the hell is a canopic urn? Dear gods, what have you all been doing this entire time? Oh no. No! Ah! Okay, that was eventful. Let's get the hell out of here in case those other Death Knights actually turn up. Yeah, sooner rather than later is probably going to be a good idea. Why does the tone of your voice indicate something else is going on? My tea is starting to kick in. What do you mean kick in? Oh, God! Holy fuck! It really is a donut! Oh, what's going on? Why does everything smell like vanilla?
You gotta be freaking kidding.
Oh, thank the gods, a friendly soul.
You're my ancestor? I'm your descendant?
You're my what and I'm your what?
Ugh, this is so embarrassing.
This can't be happening!
Oh, are you disappointed?
No, I mean, this literally can't be happening. The only way this happens is if you drink that Feywild moss tea that... Oh, I'm going to punch that bard.
You didn't even take it on purpose? Ugh, you are so boring. I thought I was gonna meet my cool ancestor, who overthrew the temples and started a religious schism.
Sorry, you want to swing that by me again? Did what?
They're the whole reason I became a warlock.
Oh, what?
Whatever, the tea's about to wear off, and me and my patron are going to have to figure this out over some orange juice.
Ah!
Bye!
No, you can't just leave me hanging like that! What are the sprinkles and why are they everywhere?
Calm down, Granny, it's all good.
Randy?
Hello there.
Just who are you?
Well, I'm just a bard. How's my mind on moss? I reckon I'm your 9 times grandson.
Holy gods, the dean was right! I can feel the blood connection flowing across time!
Yeah, I know, right? Last next week, I think you'll be pissing out rainbows.
Whoa.
But we don't have a lot of time. The tea will be wearing off soon. I have an important message for you.
What is it?
That's you, Grandy. Need to chill.
Chill? I'm drowning in self-doubt, accidentally out of my mind on moss, and I'm destined to fight a lich, and you want me to chill?
I know it's tough, dealing with a lot, but trust your future grandchild. Your heart has never steered you wrong, and it never will.
Thank you so much, my child. You know, it's really reassuring to hear that, in spite of all the trials and tribulations... Hold on a second here. Did you say you were a fucking bard?
Oh, yeah.
Ah! Wait, College of Swords?
Nah. College of Glamour.
Okay, Bard, just remember your Arcana classes. Time is a donut, space is the sprinkles, and the frosting is everything that lies between.
Holy hell, it actually worked.
My 9 times great-grandson? How did you get the moss?
There was this really cute dragonborn in my introduction to inspiration class, and I knew they were going to this party this weekend.
Chill, we're burning tea here.
Right, sorry, yeah. So I wanted to impress them, so I stole it from the dean's stash.
How?
With a ring of invisibility, an amulet of proof against detection and location, and pass without a trace, all at once. But when I get in their office...
Shoebox?
Shoebox? It wasn't even underneath the desk all that far. It had stash written on top of it.
I'm so proud of you.
Look, this tea is starting to wear off, but I have something kind of important to tell you.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Remember to let Great Grandma out the can, or else you won't beat the Lich King, and I'll cease to exist. No biggie.
Sorry, what?
Bye-bye.
You seriously should have led with that! Oh gods, where are we? Safe and sound to the capital, friend. Take this. Oh, wizard. Oh, you have no idea how good it is to see you. It must have been weeks. It's been like 2 days. Wow, that moss is strong. Yeah, I'm kind of glad me and the rogue didn't partake. Wait, what about the others? They're over there. Swirly, twirly chocolate vortex. Wow, they've really never partied, have they? Evidently not, but tell us, what did you see? Oh yeah, I met my 9 times great-grandson! So the moss really did work? Yeah, but he really needs to learn to prioritize information. Oh, you didn't let your descendant? My descendant's a literal heretic. My descendant is a bard! Paladin, I know you're hungover and a little upset, but that's very, very rude. College of Glamour. Oh, I am so sorry. I had no idea. If we can snap back to the present time, friends, what information did they tell you, Bard? I don't know. It was a cryptic metaphor about letting their great-grandma out of a can. It has something to do with defeating the Lich King. We're gonna have to investigate that. Yes, but for the time being, you have more pressing priorities. Oh, hey, Spy Master, what do you need us to do right now? Drink some soup and sober up. The Paladin, the Cleric, and the Wizard are all going to be going to the Lich Commission to get their findings. The Lich Commission? The study group comprised of the Dean, the Archmage, and the Chief Engineer, who I might add is still really pissed at you. Oh, that's just wait, what about me and the Rogue? What are we doing? Oh, just a teeny tiny little bit of debriefing for some important individuals that I've already vetted. Oh yeah, and who might they be? It's just a little council comprised of the Spy Masters for the most powerful nations in the world. Come on now, don't freak out! Be honest, how likely is it that we're about to be assassinated? I am absolutely confident that it is not 100% likely. Now come along. Rogue, I'm scared! Me too, buddy. Me too. You might think me wicked, friend cleric, but I find it very humorous to see the rogue dragged before his peers in a state of utter inebriation. It's good to see you again, young paladin. Oh, hey, hi, Commander. Commander! Good to see that all that moss and drink hasn't fogged your memory. Commander, please forgive me. I didn't mean to bring any disrepute to our honoured order. Child, I didn't travel all the way here to admonish you. Do you seriously think that I got to my ripe old age and became the head of our order without having once sank too deeply into my cups and made a few mistakes? You need to relax. Yeah, my bard 9 times great-grandson said the same thing to me. Say again? Forget I said anything. Why have you travelled all the way here? Shouldn't you be at the fortress monastery? The spymaster said that you had an urgent request you needed relayed to the heads of all the orders. It's something about a regular militia and an update to our policies. Oh, I am too sober for this. What did you say? I said I'm too sober for this! Spymasters of the great nations of the world, I would like to thank you all for the due diligence and care that you have displayed in arriving here in such secrecy. I'm happy to report that none of my agents were able to locate your presence prior to your arrival at the palace, that we have placed anti-scrying protection on this room, and that we've confirmed the identities of all here present. I have brought you here to debrief you on a threat of global importance. Here to spearhead that debriefing is one of its most crucial elements. Rogue? Okay, I am of the opinion that if we don't all already know what's going on at this stage, that we're all screwed anyway. So, I'm gonna count to 3, that's 1, 2, 3, go, and then we're all gonna say at exactly the same time why we think we're here. 1, 2, 3, the Lich King has been manipulating us. Oh, thank the gods. So relieved it wasn't just us. How did we not spot this? We found evidence of conspiracy going back 2 millennia. We've only been a country for 600 of that. You think that's bad? We found direct conspirators in 12% of our court alone. What the shit? We had twice that! We were under half. We're just gonna have to burn down our palace and start over. What? We're all on the same page with what needs to be done here, right? Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, they shouldn't survive the month. We're impressed you've all been this patient about it. We were this close to throwing them all into the sea. We have soldiers, we have a canyon, we have a considerable supply of lions. Certainly saves on cleanup. Saves us the cost of a new palace, I suppose. How are you going to lure them all into the canyon, though? Perhaps a big pile of gold and gems? I think you might attract more than just traitors with that. Perhaps we should focus on more conventional methods of dispatching them, like locking them all in our palace and then lighting it on fire. Yo, what is it with you and burning down your own palace? I just think we can do better, and it's nice to have an excuse. We should do this quietly and simultaneously. The faster and quicker it happens, the less time the Lich King has to anticipate our moves, the more time we have to prepare for an inevitable retaliation. Agreed. A good point? We might just burn down our palace anyway. So we're all in agreement. Disclose the findings of all of our investigations and then coordinate a joint assassination campaign. Sounds perfect. Hey! That was way easier than I expected! Now on to the next important matter. The division of the Lich King's territories in the event that we collectively defeat him. Fuck! So here's the thing about that. Where do we even begin? I know. I would like to stress none of this was my idea, it was theirs. Fuck you, Rogue. Skipping past the how you managed to achieve this, why would you even sign off on it? When the alternative was an apocalyptic invasion, I didn't really think about the political ramifications. Plus, we didn't think it would bother anyone except our monarch. You seriously thought we'd be okay with committing all of our forces in a grueling military campaign against the Lich King just to let the realm annex 200,000 square miles of land? I mean, we only share a border with 2 of you. This might be a shocker, but international politics is sometimes a little more complicated than who's next to me. I mean, we don't even know what kind of resources the Lich King has. Annexing all of that territory could make the realm the dominant global superpower. What if we agreed to a joint military inspection and divided any dangerous resources equitably? That would be item number 1 on the shitload of revisions that we have for this concordant. I mean, is the rest of the concordant really that big a deal? Isn't that big a... With one agreement, you have successfully guaranteed that after the war we will be dealing with the first autonomous region of lycanthropes, the first republic, and the first goblin nation-state. World's first republic? Yo, am I a joke to you? Piss off, Watcher. You know what they mean. You guys have been a stable confederation for 3 centuries and are safely across the ocean. This proposal would put a fledgling republic smack bang in the middle of a bunch of monarchies. What if they start exporting those ideas? We've barely got our shit together with feudalism. We're not ready to transition into republics. Even if we wanted to. Yeah, I have enough problems with angry peasants revolting in my country, thank you very much. I always forget how much you all suck. I mean, at least the Goblin nation state and the republic are the same country, right? Is this the hill you want to die on? And the lycanthropes won't be self-governing, they're going to be citizens of the realm, who you will be assembling into an irregular army. Okay, I'm too hungover to be dealing with this, so I'm just going to give you all the same speech that I gave the people that signed this concordant. Do you want to live? Of course we want to live, but that's but nothing. Do you want to live? I mean, yes. Do you agree that more often than not, a larger force typically is the one that survives any military engagement? Again, yes. Then it would be safe to say that when it comes to organizing a military response against the Lich King, we agree that every able body counts. Again, yes. Then I ask, when it comes to fighting against the Lich King's unknown armies, would you rather have the 20,000 swords or not? Hang on, this says 19,000. I'm rounding up, we also have a dragon. A fucking what? Honestly, they come and go as they please. The point is that if those 20,000 soldiers are the difference between victory or extinction, do you really give a shit about the land? Okay, I'll bring your recommendations to the Shogun. I'll pass on my recommendations to the Mansa. Yeah, me too. Yup. Oh, the Empress is gonna be pissed. Well, I don't want to be the odd one out. Good, and if you excuse us, me and the Rogue are gonna check out this Lich Commission thing. And well, I'm gonna see if there's any fucking wine left in this palace. How is it that you're able to do your job and stay sane? Well, you see, there's this moss that grows in the Feywild. Werewolves! Look, I know what you're gonna say. Fucking werewolves! Commander, it is the difference between the apocalypse and the not-pocalypse. Our order is dedicated to defending the innocent from the predation of monsters, and you want us to literally arm and outfit them? They are monsters, though, not really. The uncontrollable rage, hunger, and immunity to non-silvered weapons suggests otherwise. Commander, on my oath, this group of lycanthropes were some of the most kind-hearted, tolerant, welcoming people I've ever had the fortune to meet. I mean, our order are famous for our ability to hunt and kill monsters. I have killed probably a dozen lycanthropes in my own time, and even they treated me, with respect, love, and understanding. They even made me a sandwich before we left. My child, you know that doesn't mean anything. Roast pork with barbecue sauce and pickles. Oh, damn. They also use their abilities to hunt down other dangerous creatures that threaten the community, including rogue lycanthropes. They assist in community service, and they make anyone who wants to become a lycanthrope swear an oath and go through a thorough vetting process. Are you basically saying that you've come across a werewolf paladin order? In a sense, yeah. I'm getting too old for this job. So will you help them or not? I mean, there are so many logistical concerns, my child. I can't just turn 4,000 lay farmers into paladins overnight. They already have a little bit of combat training, mostly guerrilla tactics, but we've dealt with less. What about boarding them, feeding them, arms, armor? What the crown won't pay for, I'm sure the temples will cover. How are you even going to find armor that'll fit them after they transform? Hadn't got that far, but I know some very creative artificers. God, you really have been busy. Don't remind me. I won't deny I have reservations, my child, and I could do it. I could order all of your sibling paladins in the order to move to a capture and contain policy for lycanthropes. I could even use my influence to suggest as much to the other orders, but I don't think it's going to get you far. And in the process, you might start a serious schism between us and other orders. I was never fond of the Order of Vengeance anyway, but I see your point. But I believe what you're saying is true, and I will help. But I think in order to make this happen for the other orders as well, we're going to need a little bit of extra political muscle. That's really, really great. What kind of muscle did you have in mind? I reckon a personal declaration from the pontiff of the Temple of Light would do the trick. Fuck! So here's the thing about that. Meanwhile, on the demiplane of undeath. What the fuck?
Oh, damn it, they actually did it! Now my KD ratio is going to be 5,999 to 2.
How, in the name of all lords of the abyss, did you manage to die?
I got ambushed by a warlock, banished, and then rematerialized in front of a paladin and a holy avenger mid-swing.
Holy shit!
So when you're done rebuilding my body, do me a favor and send me to the 9 hells.
You want to go to the 9 hells?
Did I stutter?
And please tell me why we should waste 10 days building you a new physical floor just to send you to the one place that everyone who's ever attained Lich wants to avoid going to.
Because that little bastard got in the way of my mission once, I'm going to make sure they never get the chance to do it again.
Distinguished adventurers, welcome to the Lich Commission. If you have any questions or statements to make before the commission, please make them now. Yeah, Dean, do you have any wine left on you? What was that? Okay, with that out of the way, let's begin. Here we go, welcoming the stream of 3 days worth of technobabble. Liches are evil magic users who use abominable rites to house their souls in an external vessel in order to achieve nigh immortality, consuming the souls of other living beings in order to stave off madness. While this vessel exists, they cannot be destroyed, and if their bodies are destroyed utterly, a new one will be regenerated by unknown means in a period of 10 days. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. It took you, the heads of the 3 greatest repositories of arcane lore in all the realms, over a month to research 2 sentences worth of information? Fuck you! The rites that people have done for us to know even that much are unspeakable. Weaponized plagues, forced surgical alteration, ritual cannibalism. Oh, dear God, I thought you said they were unspeakable! No, you don't get it. That's just a baseline, so your imagination is a starting point. Even the second-hand and incomplete accounts of the rites that have been performed make those crimes look like parking tickets. Okay, now you're just exaggerating. Why don't you take a look at our literature review? Yeah, I will, thank you. Oh, no. Yeah. No way. There's a reason why lich lore has been so readily suppressed throughout the centuries, even beyond preventing people from becoming liches. The path to lichdom in itself is an affront to all good and all innocence. Can you imagine if an amateur diabolist or a full-blown cult got a hold of these materials and tried to perform one of these ineffective rites? These aren't even the rites that work. Nope. Oh gods. What you're telling me is that someone, multiple someones, tried this, the most horrific thing that I have ever had described to me, and when they didn't attain the secrets of lichdom, they just dusted their hands, sighed, said oh well back to the old drawing board, and then went off to think of something worse? That's exactly what we're saying. Rogue, I'm giving you all of my gold and worldly possessions. If you ever get an inkling that I'm considering trying to attain lichdom, I want you to drop everything that you're doing and murder me as soon as possible. After reading that, I promise you I'll do it for free. Thank you. Now I actually have a question for the Commission. This vessel that the Lich keeps their soul in order to sustain immortality, is it also known as a canopic urn? Yes, but how the hells do you know that? I'll tell you after, but I have an important question. What does it look like and how can we locate one? Well, a canopic urn can be anything. It could be a ring, it could be a 10-foot tall building, it could be literally any object. Could it be this? I mean, I suppose it could. Wait, where the fuck did you get that? Hey, I used to have one of those. Bard, give me that right now. Hells no, it's mine. Get your own. Do you even know the activation phrase? What that thing could contain? Sounds like 4 ounces of something great. Bard, I'm serious. Put the flask down right now. Oh, blow me. Yeah, that's cool. That was my command phrase too. Wait, shit. Okay. I think it's empty.
Yes, finally free.
Oh, in the name of all the gods! Is that what I think it is? Yes, Rogue, now prostrate yourself! What does that mean? It means bow down, start praying, and maybe they won't turn this place into a crater! Dean, you imprisoned a literal angel in that flask? I swear if they don't do it first, I'm going to end you on general principle. I mean, it's been so long, maybe they don't remember me.
You.
Oh, I'm fucked. Correction, we are fucked. This entire city's probably fucked, you fucking idiot. Oh, what just happened? Oh, by all the gods, you're the most beautiful being that I've ever seen.
As soon as the effect of the flask wears off, I'm personally gonna throw you into the sun.
Oh, please have mercy on me! There's so many places I haven't been, so many people I haven't kissed, so many things I haven't smoked! Wait, fair angel, I, the holder of the flask, relinquish all control over you, but plead that you pass over the Dean this once and return to the heavens.
And why shouldn't I come back and turn all of you into salt?
Myself and my party members are destined to destroy a being of utmost evil, and the Dean is honor-bound to help us in that quest. Plus, is someone as pretty as you really capable of acting in a vengeful manner?
Are you trying to delay the divine punishment with flattery?
I mean, is it working?
Honestly, a bit.
Oh, thank the fucking gods. So, yeah, return from whence ye came, O celestial radiance, and pass over us poor mortals who wish to do the gods' good works?
Okay. Count your blessings, Dean.
Okay, I got one from that talking parrot snake, I got one from that hot chick surfing on the shell, I got one from the dude with the double-handed axe and the lightning eyes, I definitely got one from dude with 2 ravens and poor depth perception. Don't literally count them, Dean!
Fuck this plane. I'm out.
Oh, in the name of all the gods, how are we alive? I don't know who I'm angrier at. You for opening the flask or the Dean for shoving an angel in it. Hey, at least nobody got turned into salt, right, gang? You're going to send us to the 9 hells so that we can destroy the Lich King. What are you talking about? We know someone who can identify the Lich King's canopic urn. Problem, they're the 9 hells. Solution, you. My child, despite all of my arcane knowledge, I don't know how to traverse the planes of the multiverse. Oh, I do. Shut the fuck up! How? I learned some additional magical secrets in college, picked up a few things from the wizard school. Where do you think I met that angel? Who in the hells can tell you where to find the urn? A warlock who used to serve the Lich King. So at best they're a necromancer, at worst they're a traitor. We can either spend years trying to figure out where the canopic urn is by process of elimination, or we can go and take a chance. You're talking about travelling to the 9 hells. I don't think any of you are ready. You're asking me, a paladin, if I'm ready to march to hell on a holy quest. I can tell you're speaking rhetorically, but I was fucking born ready! Let's do this! Well gang, welcome to hell. Which part of hell exactly? It's the staff canteen. It's the safest place I can think of, and it happens to have a variety of great food options for fiends on a budget. On a budget? Wait, income inequality is still a thing in hell?
Is it ever?
Yeah!
Hey Dean, good to see ya.
AFC, my man! They still doing that good mac and cheese?
In the back.
Great, see you later. Where the fuck are you going?
Don't worry, I owe the Dean a few favors, but I'll need some quest details and a few signatures on this non-disclosure agreement before I let you pass.
Quest details? Non-disclosure agreement? Let us pass?
You aren't the first or last mortals to enter the hells, and my job is to make sure you don't totally destroy our ecosystem.
And what if theoretically we didn't want to sign accords with a fiend?
You can leave immediately,
Or I can order literally every fiend in existence to tear your souls apart.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Yeah, that's reasonable. Is a pen okay or do you need blood? Yeah, I'll take that when you're done. Me too. Yeah, I'm a paladin, not an idiot. Okay, now that we've signed these, what do you mean by destroy your ecosystem?
Hell is a metaphysical construct that is built by collective mortal consciousness, i.e. what you imagine as hell becomes hell.
Okay, but how do we mess that up?
Millennia ago, a mortal cleric came here, got their hands on some bad mushrooms, and the absolute nonsense that they thought they were experiencing, they preached about to their flock, then others, to the point where it changed the very form of hell.
Hell exists in its current state because of a bad trip?
Fell down 9 flights of stairs. The hells must have 9 levels. Refused to take off one of your 6 robes. Oh, it's so hot in here. This whole place is on fire. Serious question. Are mortals afraid of goats?
No?
Then why the fuck do you keep giving us their legs?
But wait, if this is what we imagine hell to be like, then why?
Why aren't you being deafened by the piteous wails and cries for absolution from the chorus of the damned?
Now that you mentioned it, it is a bit quiet compared to what I imagined.
How many people do you think are truly evil? Bad enough to deserve an eternity of torture, unending suffering?
So the people who don't attend temple regularly?
Are fine.
People who steal bread to feed their children?
Acts of desperation? Usually fine.
Wearing 2 different kinds of cloth?
Only if the colors don't clash. Wait, are you serious?
Oh gods. Cleric, I know there's a lot to take in, but we must remain resolute.
Oh, hey, while you've got that pen, can I get your autograph? None of the others would believe we've met.
What profane nonsense are you speaking about, demon?
What, this isn't you? Centerfold? Issue number 1?
What name of all the gods are you talking about, demon?
So yeah, if I could get that made out to AFC.
That noble's fucking dead. Paladin, this is the place for cool heads and calm tempers. They are soon to be a corpse, wizard. Paladin, this is bad, but is it murder bad? Rogue, if somebody humiliated you like this, what would you do? Kill them, harvest their organs, sell them, and then use the profits to build a statue to commemorate the act. I like this plan!
I love it personally.
You stay out of this. Cleric, can you please talk some sense into the Paladin for us? Our society's entire concept of morality is based on a warped obsession with purity. Oh gosh, we've been in hell for 5 minutes and already 2 of us are having a breakdown.
Honestly, they're right though. That's the one thing I supported the Lich King on.
What are you talking about?
Oh, the Lich King publishes Paladins Unarmored.
Bullshit.
Yeah, he's been in a kind of smut-fueled arm race with this vampire called Inna for decades.
Unbelievable bullshit.
Yeah, she's doing it just for fun. He's doing it to, like, corrupt the paladin orders or something.
You're telling me a rendering of my naked body was mass-printed by the most evil entity in the world? Oh, I'm gonna need to repress the fuck out of this. Let's just do what we need to do, get out of here, and then go kick his ass!
Oh yeah, what's the purpose of your visit? Test of faith, fighting an archfiend, breaking a contract, visiting the damned.
The last one, let's go with the last one.
And what is the name of the person you are hoping to visit?
We don't know their name, actually. All we know is that they were a warlock that used to serve the Lich King.
Well, you're gonna have a hard time finding them.
Did you hear about a Vrock getting jacked up real bad a while ago?
Check 666th and Nessus.
Great! Onwards, troops!
I'll entertain offers for that autograph fuck they're gone.
Hey, Paladin, is slaughtering every fiend that dares threaten us on our secret quest helping you at all? No, but I'm gonna keep going until I feel something. What in the hair took you so long? I really hope you're the one that makes this all go away. It's me, you idiots! Yeah! Well, what are you all waiting for? Let's get out of here! Hey, we fought dozens of demons to try and get to you. There's no reason for you to be rude. You're right, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to rush you. It's just that, you know, I've been trapped in literal hell for the last several months, constantly being harassed and tormented by demons, forced to disguise myself as one of them, with my only food being loose trail mix that was in my pocket before I got sent here, and my only drink being whatever I could scoop out with my shoes from a lake of bodily fluids, which are only sterile because the lake itself is boiling! Which bodily fluid? All of them! Okay, let's get them out of here. Meanwhile, at the canteen...
Welcome to the Nine Hells. How can I... Whoa!
Warlock. Directions. Now.
So, Warlock, now that we're on our way out of here, do you want to explain to us how you managed to bust out of hell in the first place? Well, the Lich King has a dozen or so warlocks working for him at any given time, binding fiends to the service of his most powerful champions, and I knew eventually he would send that absolute unit after you, so all I had to do was scroll through my book of ancient secrets, perform a divination till I had a precise window when we were going to summon his Vrock, and then... Previously in hell! Okay, let's do this.
Excuse me!
And then it fucking ate me. You bore your way out of hell using a demonic flesh suit. Yeah, in hindsight, it was very emotionally scarring, and I'm glad I'll never have to do it again because I'm never gonna see hell again.
Wishful thinking, you traitor fuck!
Oh, but in hallowed saints, not again! Oh god! Oh. Yep, that's me! Oh! Ow!
Not so fun when you're the one being ambushed, is it?
What the fuck? That spell doesn't work on the undead, jackass. Oh god, what do we do? What do we do? Wait, Bard, quick! Go with the flask!
Yoink!
Oh no, Paladin, quick! He's got the juice that turns you into a dragon! The what? Wait, what are you talking about? Oh! Oh no, not the juice that turns you into a dragon! Why wouldn't you just drink it?
Well, that certainly sounds fun. Raspberry.
Blow me! What the fuck just happened? Rogue, that was the single most dirty, underhanded tactic that I have ever seen. Thank you so much. No problem, Paladin.
You dirty, backstabbing, corner-occupying lump of whore! Let me the fuck out of this flat! I will enter your soul into the toilet seat of the filthiest stall of the worst bathroom in the lowest depths of the abyss! I will flay the very atoms of your being and paint the cosmos with them! I have no words for the
Yeah, enjoy your time out. You saved me. Shut up, snap out of it, and heal your friends. Righto. Oh god, that is the last time I die. Oh, come on, Rogue, you know what I mean. Let's just get to the canteen. One brisk journey later.
Democracy in 9 lifetimes. You're serious?
Shit you not, with universal suffrage. Dean, we need to get the fuck out of here right now.
Hold up, who's that? You can't just take one of the damned.
What are you calling damned, Imp? I'm mortal.
AFC to dispatch, I've got a possible code Dante in the canteen, be advised.
Wait! Maybe we can make a trade?
AFC to dispatch, false alarm. Don't make me regret this.
I guarantee you we won't. Let's go, Dean. All aboard! And we're back. Welcome to the Prime Material Playing Gang. Thank the fucking gods! Oh, you all survived. Fantastic. How was it? How was hell? How the hell do you think it was? We were only there for 6 hours and we still managed to nearly get killed by one of the Lich King's most powerful champions. And that's after we carved our way through a host of demons. Not mentioning the psychological torment, of course. Look at the cleric! No one gives a fuck when we eat fish! Not that anyone's asking, but I personally had a wonderful time. Fuck you, Dean! Okay, you'll probably want to rest, but I do have a few questions. Namely, who is that? That's the warlock. They used to serve the Lich King, but they were punished by him and thrown into hell, so now they want revenge and they've agreed to help us. Okay, follow-up question. Why are they eating a bag of flour? I did not escape hell to get roasted. Just dredged and fried? Warlock friend, just give me that bag of flour and I'll get you some actual food. Other than that, you stay fucking back. After what I have been through, this is ambrosia. Do you understand? You're in the capital city. You're standing in the Monarch's palace. The kitchens here could probably make you anything you wanted. Oh, well in that case, I want 6 baked potatoes with sour cream cheddar, bacon and green onions, and a pitcher of ice water with no urine. You don't need to specify no urine. I absolutely fucking do. Okay, we'll get right on that. Anyway, what happened in hell? Oh, you will not believe it. So we decided... Ow! What the fuck was that? Oh god, that has to be the NDA we signed. We must not be able to talk about hell or its inhabitants when we're outside of it. Always read the terms and conditions. That's Warlock 101. Okay, moving on from that. Warlock, the Chosen Ones say that you know where the Lich King's canopic urn is? Yeah, I decided to do a little side investigation here and there to see if I could get an idea of its location, just in case he tried to betray and kill me. Wouldn't that have violated your pact? Yeah, and if I'd known the Lich King could throw living people into the 9 hells, I probably wouldn't have made the pact in the first place. But hindsight's a bastard. Okay, where is it? What is it? How do we find it? How do we destroy it? Those are difficult questions for me to answer. What? Look, I appreciate that you busted me out of hell, but the second I spill all of my secrets to you, I am no longer of use to you. And since you have no reason to realistically trust me, that probably means that you'll just end me in case I prove to be a threat. And what stops us from torturing you for that information instead? Okay, even if you did think you could extract reliable information from me under torture, I have been in actual hell for the last 7 months. You are absolutely welcome to try. It would probably be funny. So after we fought a host of demons to save you, you're now going to withhold information from us? I didn't say that, but what I do want is a guarantee of my safety in writing from the Crown, as well as considerable compensation for my efforts ready for when we actually kill the Lich King. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but consider it done. But we will want something to show that you're not bullshitting us. Well, that's understandable. I'd be willing to divulge at this stage detailed maps of the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness. I'll go talk to the Monarch. I seriously can't believe that after we rescued you from hell, you're shaking us down. I mean, in my defense, it isn't just a matter of reluctance, it's also going to be quite difficult to get to the urn. Why, is it guarded by a dragon or something? Maybe. What the fuck do you mean, maybe? Well, it might not surprise you to hear that when it comes to guarding his literal soul and the only thing that is capable of ending his existence, the Lich King uses a pretty unique blend of both security and secrecy. What the fuck should we be expecting here? The canopic urn is in one of 5 possible locations, each one guarded by a being as powerful as the Nimrod that you trapped in the flask? Oh, gods above! I mean, the upshot is that they're all on this plane of existence, so at least we can travel there physically. Great, more bullshit to deal with after we march from the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness. After? Oh, no, you cannot destroy the urn until you have him cornered. And why is that exactly? Do you seriously think a Lich won't be able to tell when the vessel containing his soul is destroyed? Oh, excellent point. Yeah, the second you destroy it, the jig is up and he'll just abscond. You need to wait until the very last second to destroy it. We'll need to get you an amulet of proof against detection and location, just in case he finds out that you're not in hell then. Speaking of Chosen Ones, I would like a word with you. Oh, Chief Engineer. Yeah, the Royal Spymaster just debriefed me, the Dean, and the Archmage, and I have decided to cook you up a new batch of amulets of proof against detection and location. Oh, Chief Engineer, you have no idea how thankful we are for your forgiveness. I didn't say I fucking forgave you. These are conditional pay for a contract for your rogue friend here. Consider it done. I'll take care of the assassination campaign and get right on this. Wait, what's this about an assassination campaign? We'll fill you in once you've secured your pact with the Crown. In the meantime, Wizard, I want to talk to you about that. Let's head. Later, in the boardroom of the Grand Hall of the Guild of Merchants. Well, my fellow merchants, have you figured out some amazing ways of maximizing our profits today? I have this sort of idea involving investment. Lay it on me. Okay, so we set up a publicly owned company that any peasant with a couple of silver in their pocket can leap in and buy a portion of, and then we begin to buy up a shitload of the crown's debt. I failed to see how this makes us money, but continue. So this gives us leverage over the crown because we're now in control of their debts. So, what we do is we agree that we will not in any way call on those debts, or will reduce the amount total owed in the event that the crown gives us significant trading responsibilities in major areas of the world. Ah yes, I'm with you so far. Yes, economics! Yeah, but here's the kicker. While this publicly funded company is going to get shitloads of investment, not just from ourselves, but from other people, we'll just continue to rake in profits from those shares being bought and pocketing it for ourselves, constantly inflating the value of the company. I understand that economics is an incredibly evolving discipline, but that sounds completely unsustainable. Well, who gives a shit? We'll just pocket the cash, move to another country where the crown's jurisdiction can't reach us, and live a new life, start the whole process over again! Forgive my intrusion, honourable board members, but we just got handed this letter bearing the royal seal. Well, for God's sake, boy, spit it out! Time is money! Money is power! It reads, Dear traitor bastards, I personally poisoned all of your oranges. Signed cordially, a rogue. Meanwhile, at a meeting of the noble estates... There don't seem to be very many of us here. Yeah, plus all the other nobility here seem to be, well, you know. Oh, by the analogy, it is a miracle that this conspiracy has not already been exposed. You've insulted my honor, and I didn't even mention you directly. Don't start that shit. Begging your pardon, my lords. Oh, you had better have a good reason for interrupting us. Well, I dare say so, sir. Apparently there are several large meteors currently plummeting towards this location, and all the windows and doors have been sealed. What?! Yes, they're allowing all of the servants to escape via teleportation magic. I asked to stay behind long enough to give you this. I just wanted to let you know it's been terrible working for you, sir, and I've hated every minute of it. Goodbye. You have insulted my honor, and I demand satisfaction! Meanwhile, in the high sepulchre of the Temple of Light... excuse me, your holiness. Yes, young acolyte, how can I help you in my piousness today? Oh! What the fuck? I just stabbed you. Yeah, I figured that. I meant, what the fuck is this? Oh, you're being assassinated for conspiring with the Lich King. Well, can I just say that this is the worst fucking assassination I've ever heard of? Oh no, this is just the crown making sure that we got our own in, but somebody else actually requested the death blow on you. And who in their right mind requested the death blow? Oh, fuck. Have a nice trip to hell, you heretic! Fuck! Meanwhile, in a shady area of the capital... Oh, it's so nice to make profit without care for morality. There you are, been looking all over for you. Ah, friend Ro, great to see you. By the way, you have to see this shit. Afraid I'm not here to trade, I'm actually here delivering a message. A message? For me? Who from? From the Honourable Guild of Artificers, you strike-breaking fuck! Oh no, wait! Now go pay your fucking dues! Okay! And be thankful they let you off with a warning. God's above, people will do anything these days. So direct funding from the crown, immunity from prosecution for acts of necromancy, past acts of necromancy only. Don't think you're being close-minded on that one. Guaranteed prize and pension if we defeat the Lich King, and you don't want to meet me even halfway on the beach house. Need I remind you that I am the monarch of the realm, and that this deal is the only alternative you have to being brutally executed by the temples for apostasy and witchcraft? Oh, come on, even the PTSD-ridden cleric has taken enough time out of their broken murmurings to mumble, forgiveness. Yeah, that! You might be resistant to torture and have valuable information, but people who try to strong-arm me just wind up with broken arms. Be thankful I find you entertaining enough that I've indulged you this much. Your Majesty, incoming! All targets confirmed down. Lich King is in the blind. What's going on? Why is everyone celebrating? You really are quite slow sometimes, Warlock. We just eliminated the Lich King's entire global spy network. What? Yeah, I bet you didn't expect a bunch of imbeciles and fools to successfully pull that one off, did you? This is surprising. Terrible! What? You just took a machete to a covert spy network that was in place for centuries. Okay, none of that sounds like a bad thing. That spy network was operated by the Lich King, the same Lich King that had enough resources at his disposal to maintain a 24-hour, constant arcane surveillance detail on 5 random adventurers who even as a group pose literally no threat to him. Do you have any idea what's about to happen? Meanwhile, inside the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness, your most unholy majesty.
What developments have occurred, Adventurers?
My liege, the news is of great import. Our eyes are blind and our ears deaf. Our entire network of agents has been slain.
And our spy network has at last been discovered and has been dismantled. Do you know what this means, creepy hedge person? It means you owe me 200 gold and a muffin, motherfucker!
By the unhallowed saints, is there literally nothing you forget? That was 200 years ago that we made that bet.
And I told you just because you're smart.
Don't assume you're smarter than everybody else, yeah.
It was close though. Another century and you'd be the one saying I told you so.
Better luck next time, I guess.
So, what are we working from now? Contingency psyops on Alpha?
Yeah, right now it's looking like global military campaign. Probably think they can wipe us out with one giant offensive. I don't really know what they're thinking.
Right? The last thing that I got a spy in this castle, I still had a pulse.
But you're absolutely sure we don't want to call a code menagerie?
That's not funny, creepy. There's no way they know where my Beggar is. I mean, you don't even know.
Not for sure, but I have theories.
With your luck, keep trying, creepy.
Okay, you're right as usual. So anyway, what are we doing?
Standard response. Up recruitment, launch the counter-assassination campaign, I don't know, turn up the heat by 2 degrees.
A week. Yep, a week. 8 days, to be honest. Global temperatures managed to increase by 2 degrees in 8 days. Yeah, and there's pretty much no sign of it slowing down at this stage. I didn't even know that we had a system of measuring temperature, let alone one that allows us to establish global temperature changes. What the fuck do you think druids do in their spare time exactly? Alright, granted, but how bad is this really going to get, realistically? Okay, remember when you had that overseas diplomatic mission, one sailor has a drunken dalliance with a llama and then everyone's noses started falling off? Yes, Hierophant. Yes, I distinctly recall when people's noses were falling off. What about it? Okay, so imagine dozens, if not potentially hundreds of similar ecological incidents taking place, roughly coterminous, and imagine that kicks off probably about Tuesday morning. But this is surely going to take years, if not decades, to affect us, right? I mean, we must be able to at least get one harvest in before we mobilize to fight the Lich King. Your illustrious majesty, just a heads up, the spy master just wanted to report that there are thousands of deer wandering the streets of the capital. We're not really sure where they came from. People are asking if we should be feeding them. No! Do not feed the fucking street deer, okay? Well, we could do something. They're forming gangs. It's been a week! 8 days. Warlock, how much worse is this going to get? I don't know. Sadly, a lot of the Doomsday scenario stuff was above my clearance level, but what I can tell you now is this is not the Lich King's endgame. That I know for sure. Okay, Hierophant, how long do we have if the temperature keeps climbing at its current rate? With every single druid circle working in concert across the globe to identify, analyze, and disrupt whatever the Lich King is using to increase global temperatures, I reckon you probably got a year before total environmental collapse. I once saw you nearly beat a man to death for planting oranges in his back garden. How are you this placid in the face of a potential extinction event? Oh, this is actually me in a full-blown panic. I'm just keeping it together for the sake of, well, you know, everything. But I am a ball hair away from well-shaping into a mammoth and taking an entire city block down. Hierophant, go have some tea and relax. Crown's orders. Don't need to tell me twice! Warlock, I expect you to go to the Spy Master this instant and give a full debrief of your entire experience working for the Lich King, and then go to the Chosen Ones and begin the process of ending this. Oh yeah, where are they anyway? They're attending some sort of ecumenical council. It's taking place in the Palace Chapel. You can go there if you hurry. At once, your illustrious majesty. Hey, when you said tea, did you mean... Yep, if anything else, it'll be nice to know if we survive this. I'm really gonna refill these blood bottles. Alright, rise and shine, you corner-occupying pieces of shit! Oh! By the unhallowed saints, what time is it? It's 2 hours till dusk. We just moved to Psi Epsilon Alpha. Ah, finally, some action. Wait, where's Dark Actual? Recruiting. They lost 4. How the hell did that happen? Funny you mention hell, because that's exactly where the idiot that deployed Dark 2-1 is right now. The big boss did this himself. Oh, I don't envy that poor bastard. I'm afraid it's much worse than that. When they deployed Dark 2-1, they made us. So the entire network has been gutted. Wait, are you waking us up for recon? Not just that. His Unholy Majesty does have plans, but we can't afford to go loud just yet. Then we're going after the ones that took out Dark 2-1. You don't need to worry about it. Creepy, I don't need them going off on a revenge trip and blowing this operation before I even know what it is. Look, circumstances changed, the targets dropped off the radar, the boss was pissed, he wanted to make sure this was done right. You didn't. I asked if he was sure. You sent the Death Knight! See, I knew you'd react like this. So instead of letting us clean up our own mess, which from what you're telling me only happened as a result of rapid deployment and shit intel, you decided to send Entropy with a sword? Look, I don't make the fucking decisions, I just dictate them. Besides, if that group were capable of taking out Dark 2-1, there might be some potential resources that we can exploit there. And you know that's not your department, but it's very much in the department of that walking abomination. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sorry, Creepy. I'm never good fresh out of torpor. I get cranky. Apology accepted. Now, get to the chattel pit, get yourself a feed, and then get to the armory. We want you in the field tonight, and we want a straight proposal in Spooky's hands by next week. So who is the target? Everyone. Meanwhile, in the chapel at the palace in the capital... Ah. Hello there, fellow party members. What's all this then? An ecumenical council of the Order of Devotion and the Temple of Light. We're hoping to raise an army of the faithful and launch a crusade against the Lich King. Yeah, we've been prepping for this all week. Where have you been exactly? Debriefing your savage monarch as to the doomsday scenario you created by prematurely swiping at the Lich King's spy network? Okay, who could have predicted that the Lich King could just destroy global ecology with a flick of his wrist? Me! If you had waited 5 minutes until I was out of hell before assassinating everyone! You're right, clearly I should apologise for not waiting for the information you're withholding while you negotiated your pension. Would you all shut the fuck up, the meeting's about to start. Not that we'll be able to understand any of it. Besides, the cleric is still shaken up after their trip to the Hells. Poor thing. It's not fair, it's just not fair. The gods should understand what hard lives we lead. Why can't we just be a little bit easier for us? Why can't they just explain that sometimes it's okay? I don't know. As High Commander of the Order of Devotion, I call to order this ecumenical council to discuss the potential ramifications of the Lich King's conspiracy on the faith. Yes, and first and foremost, High Commander, I'd like to thank you for your personal efforts in helping rid our temple of the anti-pontiff. That was not effort, it was fun. I honestly didn't believe it in the slightest until all the evidence was put before me. We've been nursing a cuckoo this entire time. I didn't believe it until the fucker confessed in front of me, and then I cut him in half. Cover your tongue, High Commander. This was an ecumenical council. Would you shut up so we can commence business? But to the matter at hand, doomsday is upon us. The Lich King looms, and the seas boil with his fury. Ecological disaster awaits us at every turn, and we have no idea who we can trust. So I think the most pressing order of business for this council should be... I move that before any ecumenical discussion can take place that we first need to elect a new pontiff of the Temple of Light, and therefore we should immediately disband this council and reconvene after we've had a vote in conclave. I second this motion. Motion carries. We will allow 15 minutes for discussion before we vote on whether to dissolve this council. It can't be allowed. It can't be allowed to... Wait, what? What do you mean, what? You're telling me that this group of basically priests are going to ignore the literal end time so they can host an election? I understand that that seems disappointing, but think of it from a religious and political perspective. The last thing that you want if you're going to launch a crusade is to have no one for the faithful to rally behind. They need to do this. How long is that going to take, roughly? I mean, if I was going to be generous, days. Days? I mean, if we're using papal elections as an example, it could take weeks. How long has it been since I used that ability? You have an upcoming fight with a lich, and you're sure you want to use that ability now? Yep. I use thaumaturgy so the entire council can hear me as I say, FUCK THAT!
Be ye not a crap. Not you lot again.
Holy shit! Holy shit. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Hey, it's my future spouse!
Shh, just shut up.
Oh, Celestial Radiance, why have you graced us with your ethereal presence?
I have come bearing a divine message, declaring the next pontiff of the Temple of Light.
Oh my goodness, well that certainly ends the need for this discussion. I am so happy to accept this exalted mantle.
It's not you, it's them.
Sorry, them who?
You.
Me?
Yeah, you, the cleric I'm pointing at. You're the next pontiff now. It's written.
Okay, I call shenanigans. This does not appear in any prophecy or sacred text that we hold, and we have no way of discerning if this is some sort of illusion conjured up by the cleric's wizard friend or a real angel.
Excuse me?
You heard me, Feathers. Prove to me that you're a real angel, and then I will accept this cleric as the next pontiff. Wait, on second thought, that's a really bad idea!
Anyone else needs convincing?
Is that good enough for you? That is good enough for me!
Good. Now don't you think about calling me back to this plane again unless it's to make me an apology dinner.
Do you have any dietary requirements? I know this fantastic elven place. Cleric, you good? Your Holiness, I just wanted to say that little outburst earlier, that isn't meant to be indicative of much. Just shut up. At once. Cover your right eye with your left arm. I'm about to speak ex cathedra. Oh, please don't, Your Holiness. Ex fucking cathedra! Oh shit, this is gonna be fun. Whoa! Okay, first up, High Commander. Crusade, yes. Army of the Faithful, on it. Nice! Next up, that cyclical prophecy nonsense. Heresy! Officially heresy! Have you ever seen them this excited before? No, honestly, I'm actually kind of getting a little worried. Oh, come on, they've been the pontiff for like 5 minutes. How much trouble do you think they're really going to get into? Next, anyone above the rank of cleric is to take an immediate vow of poverty under penalty of excommunication while we review temple spending for the last 10 years. Oh, I did not anticipate it getting this bad this fast. I want all land currently controlled by the church that is not being immediately used to be transferred to common good within the next 3 years. I want all goods and all valuables in the temple coffers to be distributed into the hands of the needing and wanting within the next 2 years. I want every acolyte from now on to be trained in the arts of medicine and agriculture so they can better help the people they're meant to minister to. And what is with this plenary indulgence bull? Okay, I think that's been 15 minutes. We should probably reconvene a little bit later on. I'm just gonna have a little conversation with Their Holiness in private. Let go of me, you bastards! I'm not done reforming the faith! You're not reforming anything until you've calmed down so we can discuss this! I will excommunicate you! I'll excommunicate all of you! I swear on me, Mom! Ow! Sorry, Cleric, I hate charm magic, but every single hysterical raving coming out of your mouth is bringing us that bit closer to a literal civil war. The changes you want to make are good, they're great even, but you need to understand that there are politics to your new role as the Pontiff of the Temple of Light. Yeah, I am nowhere near as politically savvy as the Rogue or the Bard, but even I know that you're going to make enemies if you keep going the way you're going. But we're all children and servants of the faith, why would they dare turn against their Pontiff? Probably for the same reason the last Pontiff was a pawn of the Lich King. People are corruptible! Isn't that right, Warlock? I'm sorry, I'm still processing that you were flirting with a goddamn archangel! Oh yeah, I forget that you didn't meet them before. Meet them before? You met an angel twice? What took you so long getting me out of hell? No, the point is that the cleric needs to be on their guard. You have no idea the kind of enemies that you could make doing what you're doing. Yeah, and the nobility may have been my number 1 source of business, but the clergy were like my number 4. Wait, as clients or as targets? Yes! Rogue, for fuck's sake! Mostly targets, though. It turns out that there's a lot of poor, impoverished souls that suffer at the hands of people who head organized religions. Yeah, that's what set me on the path towards the Lich King. Wait, what? Yeah, I was orphaned when I was 12. The Temple of the Grave took me in and attempted to embezzle my parents' estate and sell it off to cover the costs of my upbringing. And the only thing I had to my name was our family cat. And when she died, apparently I wasn't allowed to host a funeral because due to some sort of weird doctrinal dispute, cats don't have an immortal soul, and therefore staging any mummification would be some kind of heresy. Oh my god, that's terrible! What did you do? What any incredibly depressed, angry teenager would do in that situation. I stole a book on black magic and gave my cat a 10th life. Next thing you know, they've exiled me and I'm wandering around the Lich King's wastes. So what, he took you in because he pitied you? Oh no, any sense of pity is long since rotted away in his mind. He was just impressed a 12-year-old could figure out how to raise the dead. So, he took me in, we formed a pact, and the rest is history. So, you're saying that if those people had been a little more kind to you, if they'd behaved the way people of the cloth are meant to, you'd never have become the person you are. You'd never be what we would consider evil. I mean, probably not, but what are you gonna do about it? Reform the faith. And I mean, like, do it properly, not just in a way where I end up strong-arming all those guys into doing what I want, but in a way that the people understand. Sounds like a good idea. I'd love to help with that, if possible. Sorry to interrupt your holiness, but there's been some sort of disturbance. Oh, what's happened, High Commander? Are they already trying to oust the cleric as an anti-pontiff? Oh no, as soon as you left, I asked them whether they thought that angel could dance on the head of a pin, and they've been at each other's throats for the last 20 minutes. It's rather amusing, but we got interrupted by this young weirdo who says they really need to speak with you specifically, Paladin? Yes, and I apologize for being late. I was accosted by some very disagreeable deer.
You!
My muse, you're alive! You have some fucking nerve turning up after what you did! I know, my muse. I'm so sorry I failed to cover your tracks when that abomination came to kill you all. He overpowered me. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about you putting your sordid artwork into the hands of the Lich King! What? I would never do that! Shut it, you lying wretch! I saw it with my own eyes! May I be gifted immortality, and forever bound in a tomb deprived of all sensory stimulation were it to be otherwise! Then how the fuck did he get the portrait? I know not, my muse, but I swear to you, I only showed the gallery of nobles I previously vetted. I promised you would only go to that small audience! Oh, we are absolute idiots. Of course the Lich King would have spies even among the dilettantes faction. Wait a second, that's how you ended up getting cornered by the Death Knight? I'm still gonna carve you to pieces for not vetting your guests better! Do as you must, my muse! Thrust thy hallowed saber into my most vulnerable area! End me! Ah! Paladin, as Pontiff of the Temple of Light, I command you to lay down your sword! This doesn't concern you, cleric! Their crime was ignorance, not malice. Forgiveness, my friend. Forgiveness! Ah! Fine. Forgiveness. But your holiness, my crimes committed out of ignorance or not are unforgivable. I am unworthy to be a stain on my muse's boots. They must kill me. They alone will determine what you are and are not worthy of. I only ask them to see their better judgment. Paladin, is there some other way that they can potentially make it up to you? There is maybe one thing. High Commander, do you know if the Order of Redemption have any spots open right now? I think their High Commander owes me a few favors. So you're saying that I, a lowly and unworthy creature, must prove myself in the eyes of the gods and in the eyes of my greatest muse by becoming a penitent, joining a holy order, undergoing grueling physical training, only to be met with the threat of death at sword and spear thrust at every leg of my journey on the road to redemption? In a manner of speaking, wait, why do you assume that you're gonna enjoy that? Sign me the fuck up! Watching them train is going to be very interesting. If I might interrupt whatever the fuck this was, may I remind you that the temperature is rapidly climbing by the minute, and that we need to go and find the Lich King's canopic urn and destroy him as soon as possible? Then tell us where we're meant to go already! Thousands of years ago, when the Lich King was a mortal wizard, he travelled all over the world and studied with some of the greatest magic users to master each of the schools of magic. He, of course, inevitably chose to specialise in necromancy. And I believe that the place where he studied the necromantic arts and took his first steps on the path to lichdom is also the place he would keep his canopic urn. Yeah, but you also said that it's in one of 4 possible locations, so what if you're wrong? Then we'll check the others. This is still the best bet. Okay, I'll bite. Where did the Lich King study the necromantic arts? Under the mighty death priests of the Sun Empire, thousands of years ago. The Sun Empire? Wait, so that means we're going south. I suggest you dig out your summer wardrobe. Your most illustrious majesty. Spymaster, I was hoping to talk to you. Yes, I have messages from the various world leaders as well as updates on the war effort. Why did you withdraw 26,000 gold from the treasury and leave a single invoice that says for donuts? Ah, yeah, I did mean to mention that to you. You meant to mention it because it sounds suspiciously like you're embezzling a shitload of money from the crown. It's part of my recruitment strategy. The warlocks say we're going to need to recruit as much expert help as possible to help us defeat the Lich King. So you believe them? As much as it depresses me to admit this, everything that they've told me thus far, I've been able to verify. Okay, but 26,000 gold pieces? We could hire a mercenary army with just that! We could, but we don't just need an army. We also need expert help from spellcasters, warriors, generals, diplomats, people who necessarily don't have allegiances to states or to the Lich King, but who will operate for the highest bidder. And instead of offering them money, you decided to offer them donuts? Your Grace, these are not just donuts. I don't care if these donuts were personally made by the gods themselves. 26,000 gold! You know that halfling community bakery near the cattle market, Overhill and Sons? I put them on retainer. You will have a warm apple fritter, a pitcher of ale, and a bag of fey moss in my chambers by sundown, or I will hang you for treason. Consider it done, Your Highness. Now I know this is going to send me into a rage, but what is the status of the Chosen Ones? Presently they're travelling incognito as a diplomatic mission to the land of the Golden Horns. I've asked the Mantis Herald to meet them at the port. And are the Temple of Light okay that their newly elected pontiff is suddenly absconding on a weeks-long journey across the ocean? Are you kidding? That ecumenical council is still in progress. They haven't made a formal declaration of the new pontiff yet. I don't think they've even realised that they've left. What could they possibly be talking about that's that distracting? Anyone who says that less than 7 angels could dance on the head of a pin is a heretic! This coming from the motherfucker that dare just quote St. Adam of Morinda. You know, the guy that was burned for heresy? He was martyred! Yeah, but we didn't know that at the time! Let's just say they'll be at this for a while. Okay, and what about our other allies? How are they getting along? How is the High Commander doing with the Army of the Faithful? How are the Druid circles doing reversing this climate catastrophe? What about the Concordant? What about the Rangers? What about the Monastic Orders? I'll check in with all of them, but I've got a lot of recruits to process today, and I'll probably only be able to see one this evening. Who do you want me to look at first? You know what, this always works out for those idiots. Who's got a hat? Meanwhile, at the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness! Ah, your most unholy majesty.
Have my agents been deployed, creepy henchperson?
I have sent the Wraith Hunters into the wilds and the Vampire Mage Assassins into the midst of our enemies to gather intelligence.
And what of the usurpers?
Still no sign of them, my liege, but rest assured I have told the Firstborn Actual that discovering their location is paramount.
Good. I trust the Firstborn Actual to know how to divide the resources I provided them equitably.
Indeed, my liege. Now, to the matter of recruitment.
Yes, I was about to ask. What is with that 26,000 gold receipt you sent to the accounts department?
Salutations, O wise folk. The Circle of the Land thanks you for your attendance. As you know, the Lich King has somehow been increasing global temperatures in an effort to raise the ire of Mother Gaia, destroying our ecosystem, civilization, and ultimately all life. The aim of this moot is to identify the means that the Lich King is using to achieve this, with the intention of studying it so that its effects can be decelerated or even reversed. Which leads me to our first order of business. Everyone's tolerance break starts right now. Oh my god! What the fuck? Ah! Would all of you calm down? Do you have any idea the kind of pressure that we're under? The pressure that we are going to be under? We need to be able to remain calm! And if I hadn't spent my entire journey here cleaning up mudslides, destroying plagues of fever-inducing insects, and doing community outreach for fucking street deer, I'd be happy to let you spend the first 3 days of the moot wandering about in a fugue state so you can commune with Mother Gaia. But we have a deadline. By which I mean that if the temperature gets above this line, everyone is dead. Could we at least let one circle partake once per day for the duration of the moot? You know there's wisdom to be gleaned in it. That is a reasonable compromise, and I would suggest that we draw lots to determine who will take the first break. After the full moon. That's 3 days from now! All I'm asking is for 72 hours of undivided, sober attention to be paid to subverting the fucking apocalypse. The fact I have to defend that decision is an embarrassment to our entire craft. Okay, but what if, hypothetically speaking, you'd already taken something? I also am curious about that. For the love of... What did you both take? Grovesire, Dove's Blood, Milk of Aetherbloom? How the fuck are the 3 of you even talking? Anyone else? I may have eaten a Sinner's Rose 20 minutes ago. You ingested a flower grown in the Garden of Unearthly Delights, the most tainted soil in all of the Abyss, the root of all carnality, 20 minutes before sitting down with us to discuss preventing extinction. To be fair, they normally kick in after about an hour or 2 if you've eaten right beforehand. Have you? No, come to think of it actually, I might have skipped breakfast. That is, without a doubt, the single stupidest thing that I have ever heard. Gaia's tears! I was anti-tolerance break until I learned that you were apparently all getting comatose before we'd even exchanged names. All I had before we sat down was some mercury. And then I heard that. Fucking mercury? Yeah, see, it doesn't do anything by itself, but ironically, if you cast Lesser Restoration on yourself directly after taking it, your body breaks it down. That's plenty. Look, I am all for a healthy work-life balance. I am all for self-medication. You all know this. But right now we have an important task that we need to spores. You will put that fucking mushroom down this instant before I wail sheep into a raptor and take off your arm with it. Oh, it's just as well you stopped me. I'd already eaten like half a bag. Ow! Oh! Oh! Oh, I've forgotten how bad sobriety feels. I feel so alone. Okay, I want to destroy all of you right now, but unfortunately I need your help to help subvert extinction, so I guess I'll need to compromise. So, same idea as before. Rotating schedule of breaks, and, listen to this, I will not set a specific deadline or discussion time before we draw lots for the first break. So we draw lots and the first winner gets the chill right away? What's the catch? See this bowl? When I have filled it with stones, we will draw the first lot to determine who will get to take the first break. Whenever you make a meaningful contribution to the discussion, I will add a stone to the bowl. Could be a small one, could be a big one, depending on how good the contribution is. But if any of you so much as glance longingly at your luggage, I propose strategic ice storms and control weather all major ocean and wind currents. That's so basic it doesn't even merit a stone. Next! Fellow members of the Concordant, of Fuck the Lich King, shut up. I've been asked by the Monarch to obtain a stats report from all of you. Aristocrat, how are things going in the mountains? I'm afraid the news isn't great. This weather has severely impacted our ability to wake our scions from torpor. We may need to ask the crowd to send us a few prisoners or undesirables that they wouldn't mind going amiss. Pull the other one, you will get 50 head of cattle and be thankful for it. Wait, what? We got some intelligence from a local publisher and art dealer up near your area. Apparently you guys don't even need to live off human blood? Well, apparently you guys can just live off of mouldy bread and gruel your entire lives. It doesn't make it great. Just take the cows and shut up. Lycanthropes Anonymous, what's the situation with your law? Well, very well, as a matter of fact. Apparently the increased fortitude and physical prowess of our membership made us fine soldiers. We've even managed to up recruitment. Well, gods damn, that's great news. What are your numbers looking like? 2,500 were infantry, 1,000 lupine armoured, 500 wereboar pikemen, and then it's an even 500 split between the were-tiger light reconnaissance and the berserkers. Sorry, forgive me, common's not my first language. Isn't it pronounced berserker? Yes, but they're werebear berserkers. Werebear berserkers? Werebear berserkers. Werebear berserkers. Werebear berserkers. Werebear berserkers. You know, in my youth, a berserker referred to a warrior that used a special potion to transform into a bear. Why would a werebear? Bear square. What? Well, you see, when a werebear becomes a bear, they're just being werebear, but when a werebear uses a berserker potion to turn into their inner bear while also being a bear due to their being a werebear, then it's bear square. I'm having a fucking stroke. That's what's happening right now. I'm having a fucking stroke. Then all the bear squared werebears can go berserk. So presumably a berserker can't go berserk unless they're already a werebear. Correct. And a werebear berserker can't go werebear unless they're already bear square? Yeah, otherwise they're just going berserk. At any point, you could have conjured up 250 combat potion-fueled 750-pound axe-wielding werebears, and you considered my clan to be a threat? Okay, that's enough of that. How are you doing, Goblin Chieftain? Oh yeah, I was going to make a point of order. There's actually been a slight revision of my titles. I'm no longer a Goblin Chieftain. You're not? No, I'm now in fact the Overlord-elect of the Goblin Tribal Council. What?! Also, I got the rest of the Goblin clans to join me, so we've doubled our numbers. That shit is why we considered your clan to be a threat. I don't know why you're all so surprised. The minute I told the goblins that this is a chance for us to achieve the Great Green Dream, something our political philosophers have been discussing for literal centuries, by the way, of course they signed on board. I dedicated the first 13 years of my life to protecting my people's territories in those cave systems before your chosen ones turned up, and I am not going to waste the last 27 of it in a cave. I'm going to create a true home for my people. Back up! You have a centuries-old philosophic tradition? Goblins only live to 40? You're 13 years old?! I'm actually 14 on Wednesday. Fuck this! Meeting adjourned! I swear the streets of the capital get more and more crowded with the rabble and the refuse with every passing day. It's a wonder the Monarch doesn't do something about this. It is indeed a sign of the end times that this noble city would be brought so low. Arms for the poor, my lords? Ugh! Away with you, you vagabond! My lord, that is not how we interact with the poor and impoverished. Here, my fellow, take this with the graces of the gods. Well, thank you very kindly, your eminence, for 1 copper piece. Yeah, that should see you through to the month. Now, let's go and buy another palace and claim it on my expenses. Ooh, shall we marry off 2 of our undesirable children and then I can claim it on my expenses too? But of course, we're cousins after all. Absolute bastards. Yeah, it's 1 bag of grain, 1 bag of beans, and a squash per head per household, right? Remember, that's once a week. And make sure they know where to get milk. Hail, instructor. Master beggar, power inequality. Whoa, what's this master shit? I told you, it's either brother, beggar, or comrade, but not master. No gods, no masters. Yeah, I've been reading my theory. There's no need to get your teeth out. Anyway, what can I do for you? From each according to their ability? To each according to their need. It's gonna be so useful. 2 silver pieces will buy a lot of beans, even with the current price gouging. What's going on in these streets then? Same shit, different day. People are scared shitless. Resources are running low. More and more people are turning up from the countryside every day to the climate shift. But, there's news from the enemy camp, so it's really happening then. 4 crowns from the east side, 6 from the west, and 2 from the south are meeting at the Blood Pit this afternoon. I anticipate 3 weeks' time, if all these challenges are resolved, we will have a street deer massive. Well, I'm no accelerationist, brother instructor, but I do think that this could be a positive. Brother beggar, the street deer gangs have been pushing into our territories and bringing with them all manner of havoc. How could this possibly be a positive? Diplomacy was never an option for us because the various surveying gangs all had conflicting territories, rackets, potential blood beefs, which we've been able to use to our advantage because we weren't working against a unified front. Their numbers were never strong enough to pose a significant threat, but unified, then they will have one centralized authority that we can negotiate with. I must offer a dissenting opinion, brother beggar. The street deer only understand the diplomacy of the blood pit. There is no other opportunity for us to engage in diplomacy. We would need to find someone powerful enough to try and defeat whoever manages to come out on top of their massive. Who will take up that mantle? You? No, this is a problem of only mortal ken. It would be inappropriate for me to use my draconic form to help assist you in this matter. You're scared to fight them as well, aren't you? I'm fucking terrified! Have you seen how fast they move? I do not blame you. I tangled one of their enforcers and I was laid up for 3 weeks. We'll just have to keep doing what we're doing and pray that someone is foolish and strong enough to best their leader in the blood pits. That'll leave us with time to focus on the other problem. What other problem? There's been a few people that have been going missing. And what are the commonalities of these missing people? Refugees, beggars, streetwalkers, den rats, the elderly. The less fortunate, people who typically aren't noticed when they go missing. Yeah, now that you mention it. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Fucking vampires!
Meanwhile, in the underbelly of the capital.
The suffering of these peasants is so sweet compared to our broken chattels. Not to question your wisdom, my progenitor, but should we really be feeding this much? We're likely to raise a lot of attention. And what are you afraid of? A few peasants with pitchforks? A few? No. A city full? Yes. Plus, what if their unholy majesty sends the firstborn to check in on us? They won't be pleased. I'll be afraid of that ancient, self-important prick the moment they step out of torpor long enough to get their fucking hands dirty. They're behind me, aren't they? Yep. Here since about dusk. Why are you wearing glasses? How are the glasses staying in place? Why is the book upside down? If you need the answer to any of those questions, you are not an assassin. How did you even find us? Well, Spooky Messenger gave me your approximate location. Sup. After that, it was pretty easy to find you based on the mile-high pile of corpses outside! I thought it was preferable to leaving them scattered all over the city. What are you doing here? I'm here to do our unholy liege's bidding. What are you doing here? Wreaking our justified vengeance on the degenerate mortals that dared slay 4 of my kinfolk. Is this all you've been doing the entire time? What do you mean? By all the unhallowed, 4 of your lot get killed and you just decide to completely neglect 2,000 years of training and protocol? Hey, besides you and that spooky bastard, Spooky Messenger, nobody's found us yet, so what's your beef? Do you even know that the spy network has been compromised? No. And his dark majesty has now instituted Psi Epsilon Alpha. Oh, for real? Who do we get to kill? Everyone. Shut up, the first thing we need to do is gather information. What intelligence do you require, O Firstborn? Find out what was happening around the time our spies got killed. Can you do that for me? And if we find out pertinent information, what do we do then? Nothing. You will do absolutely nothing until I tell you otherwise. Is that clear? Yes, O Firstborn. So what are you going to do? Gather the intelligence you've requested. And if you find anything out, wait for you, do nothing. And as a reward for the people who will do nothing after doing exactly what I tell you to, I won't inform their unholy majesty that you went AWOL, so that he doesn't order me to drag you all by your ankles to the Fortress of Ultimate Darkness and personally throw you in the pain hole! Okay, that's it. Seniority be damned. You don't get to talk to my brood like that.
Shut it, you waste of the old blood!
You are all vampires, princes of undeath in the making, blessed with 2,000 years of arcane enhancement, courtesy of the most powerful necromancer in existence. Fucking act like it for once. Understood. Good. Now I'm going on a little sabbatical. Wait, what are you going to be doing? We are not the only one of His Majesty's servants that have been deployed in recent months. I need to go and find out what happened to the Death Knight. Okay, so that's 2 chickens, 1 loaf of bread, 3 ales, and a log of cheese. I could go with a refill on my plate of stew here, landlord. Aye, in a moment, don't worry. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. How long have you been waiting there? You get to me in your own time, landlord. I'm in no rush. Thank you for your understanding. Oh, God's protect. Whoa! Cold one out there today, troops. I guess this climate emergency that you're all so happy about is finally over and we can go on to living our lives. It's midsummer, you ignorant bastard! Sit down, shut up, and don't bother any of my guests. I need to go take care of these orders. Bloody sheep. Oh, what, are you one of these fanaticists who think the climate needs to be reversed? No, I just find it amusing when other people use the term sheep. What's your reasoning behind that exactly? Well, I'm just telling it like it is. This so-called climate crisis is just a mass illusion used to distract us from what really matters. You know who's really responsible for all the bad things happening in the world? Your incredibly corrupt nobility and clergy who are constantly pressing you to support decisions that ultimately work against your own interest? Well, no, the nobles are our betters, the clergy want to shepherd us on the right path and protect us from evil, and the merchants have earned every single gold piece that they've ever owned. Wait, did you mention the merchants? And yet you call people sheep. Yeah, but all this talk of climate catastrophe is nonsense and it distracts people from what really matters. Pray tell, what matters more to you than the extinction of your species? Deposing the false monarch and hanging the evil cabal of wizards that propelled them into power, thus stopping their plot to redistribute all of our land to goblins and turn us all into diabolist weird creature savages that want to tear down the temples and promote cultural draconism. And I know this is true because it's what my lord keeps screaming every single time somebody suggests he shouldn't throw a pig through my window. You know, it's been a couple of centuries since I did this. What just happened? Why does everything suddenly feel so complex? Don't worry, I've just temporarily bolstered your critical thinking skills in order to help you take in what I'm saying. The monarch is the rightful ruler of the realm. There's no evil cabal of sorcerers that propel them into power. Weird creature agenda? Not a thing. The goblins, street deer, and refugees that you hate so much often lead much harsher lives than you and have the exact same interests that you do. The merchants, nobility, and clergy, meanwhile, not only live like kings, but would happily hunt you for sport if given the opportunity, assuming that they don't send you and your offspring to die in some war, claim an insurance payment on your remains, then use them to fertilize the next harvest. And cultural draconism is actually a conspiracy theory created by the nobility to justify dragon slaying in order to A, seal dragon hordes, and B, stop dragons from disseminating draconism, a broad family of political philosophies that could be of serious benefit to the oppressed peoples of the realm, including peasants like you. How can I go on living like this? How am I supposed to go on knowing what I know? Oh, you won't remember any of the specifics of what I've told you, but you will have a vague impression that you are wrong about every single important belief that you've ever held, and that you are a complete and total dick. Why? Why would you do this to someone? Why? Because every time I wander out into the world, I am often left with a vague impression that maybe I'm wrong doing what I do, serving my master as a wolf in sheep's clothing, assassinating his enemies. And then I meet people like you. It reminds me that every single part of my master's vision is beautiful and needs to be fulfilled. Thank you for renewing my purpose. Right, I'm so sorry about the... Whoa! What happened to him? Oh, don't worry, landlord. They'll be fine in a few minutes. Listen, I think I'm okay for food and drink, but maybe you can help me another way. A friend of mine that I'm looking for came here a few months back. 12 foot tall, coated in black armor, decorated with skulls, voiced like a plague, carried a sword that probably looked like it could fell armies. Well, I don't know about 12 feet tall, but I did see 5 scary people in really, really creepy looking armor riding out of town at breakneck speed a few months back. Which direction did they take? I fucking missed all of you, I swear to God. I fucking fucking missed you too! Oh my days, it's been so long! The scheduling gods truly fucked us. I have been to more funerals than I have D&D sessions in the last few months. That is not hyperbole. Thank you for running those couple of one-shots a few months back. Yeah, I still need to finish that vampire arc, but it'll be really nice to get back to the main campaign for a little bit. And on that note, I believe our characters were travelling south towards the land of the Golden Horns under the guise of a diplomatic mission to the Mantis court, so that you could dig up the first possible location of the Lich King's canopic urn. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, and what are your characters precisely doing as the vessel steers into port? Prayers, push-ups, pre-rolls, preparing poisons, portents? Oh yeah, good idea, roll it. Double nat 20. What the fuck? Okay, seriously, what is the name of the deity that lets you roll the way you do? I don't know her name, but I love her. Very well, as we pull into port, the wizard is pondering the orb. My goodness, the orb has many things to say today. Hey, wizard! Quit pondering the orb and get over here, the Mantis Herald's arrived! Oh, snap. Your Holiness the Pontiff of the Temple of Light and distinguished delegates, you are now permitted to prostrate yourselves and pay homage before the glorious Mansa of the land of the Golden Horns.
Welcome, friends! I am so pleased Their Highness the Monarch has sent such estimable company. It's not every day I get to entertain a pontiff.
I assure your highness that I am not but a humble servant of the gods, but we thank you so much for accepting our delegation. The monarch sends their kindest regards, along with a ship laden with gifts.
How incredibly generous! I love opening presents, but where are my manners? You must be so tired from your journey.
We thank you for your concern, Mansa. It would be very kind if your herald could direct us to a local inn where we could...
You absolutely should explore, but I will hear no talk of inns. You will lodge in the palace as my honored guest. Here's 60,000 gold pieces to cover your stay.
What?!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult the monarch's delegation. Here's 60,000 more.
Wait, your majesty, I think there's been some sort of miscommunication. That amount of gold...
Isn't anywhere near where you spent to get here? Of course.
Your grace, please!
There's no need to say please. I've got plenty.
Your grace, we can't possibly accept...
Such a paltry sum? I completely understand.
Your grace, for the love of all the gods!
Oh, but of course I'd be willing to make a donation to your temple, your holiness. I hope this small token will be of some use.
Is there anything we can do or say that will result in you not giving us any more money?
Sorry, I was looking at a bird. I'll make sure the rest of your gifts are on the treasure ships I'll be sending on your return journey.
Treasure ships? Like, ships full of treasure. Multiple ships full of treasure. Ships, plural!
Yes! It's hard to get multiple golden elephants onto one ship.
Wait, as in gold statues of elephants, or elephants laden with gold?
Yes! Oh, that reminds me. I have to go to the market and buy big bags of peanuts. They get very hungry. Harold, you'll take care of any other business, yes?
But of course, your grace.
Great! Till later then, friends.
I remember vividly the first time I ever saw a gold piece. I was 6 years old. My mum had sent me on an errand to get some mutton for our supper. I was standing in line at the butcher, and then in through the door walks the steward of our local noble, right to the front of the queue, past all of us struggling peasants. He pulls out a little leather pouch from his pocket and dumps 5 tiny little yellow discs into his hand. I remember how small they looked even to me at that age. He hands them to the butcher, and then in comes 2 liveried servants who walk past the queue to the back of the butcher shop, and then, one by one, start carting out entire sides of ox beef, marbled like temple stone. I turned to the steward and I asked, why does his lordship need this much meat? And you know what he said to me? It's his cat's sweet 16th. I am so sorry if we offended you in any way. I have committed literal murder for a half percentile of the wealth that your master just threw at us like breadcrumbs at fucking pigeons! Answer me honestly, Herald. Is the Mansa insane, flexing, or do they just not understand the value of money? Honestly, I don't even know anymore. Also, how is gold not worthless in your local economy? Well, 1, our empire is 3 times the size of the northern continent and twice its population, and 2, We send the Mansa on a goodwill tour just after tax season and encourage all of the officials to invest their gifts into local infrastructure. And that alone combats inflation? It is a hot fix at best. See if I can't convince them to go on pilgrimage or marry off one of their children. We are completely screwed. Let's just get to the actual business of our visit before I start planning an assassination out of sheer outrage. I see. So the Spy Master sent you all here to investigate ruins related to the Sun Empire? Yeah, and literally any information you could provide us would be useful. Well, here's some free advice. Any ruins that have not already been plundered by adventurers are capital T taboo. Like, because of superstition or because of actual magic? Yes. Look, the Mansa's empire controls virtually the entire continent, and the vast majority of our population still adhere to either the old faiths or practice ancestral worship. Not only that, but the Magi, the desert rangers, will kill anyone who tries to disturb the bones of the old kingdom. It's not like we're going to be going to all the different tombs and shaking up the sarcophagi to see what's inside. I know what we're looking for. I know it's in the Valley of Evil, because the Lich King studied there under Hebe the Heartless in the Pyramid of... Yo, can we get a side of context with that, please? You will not speak the name of that pyramid here or anywhere else. Had I known that that was your destination, I'd have saved you the trip across the waters. Can you at least point us in its direction? The valley? It's 5 days ride from here, but you won't make it without a guide, and none will take you. So you're telling me that the Mansa can hand us a dragon's hoard as a welcome gift, but you can't find us a guide? How much gold is having your soul eaten worth to you? You can't be serious! The fate of the world is at stake! You can take that up with the Magi and see if your head is still on your shoulders after you're done asking. Look, just wait here. I'm gonna go ahead and consult some scholars to see if it could be anywhere else. We don't have time for any more scholastic bullshit. If you're not gonna help us, we'll just have to set out on our own. I would strongly advise against that. I've marched over harsh terrain before and I've won more battles than I can count. This desert is going to be one more notch on my victory belt.
Oh, in the name of all gods, how are we alive? How is this somehow worse than hell? It's literally just hot sand! Maybe we died and this actually is hell. We've only just realized it. Don't you fucking start. Seriously though, it's no wonder all the prophets end up wandering at deserts at some point in the old scriptures. You really need the backing of the gods to survive in a place like this. We've got that, right, cleric? Backing of the gods. Cleric, for fuck's sake! Troops, I've just forgotten what water tastes like. There's no shade, no sustenance, no mercy. So that's it, I don't get my vengeance against the Lich King. I don't get to redeem myself, or enjoy my sweet-ass retirement package. I'm just gonna be dead, in this desert, my corpse slowly being eroded by the sands, with my only company being you 5 assholes! Why did we take so much gold with us? Why didn't we just leave it all at the palace?
Hey. 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 Wake up, Your Holiness.
An angel?
No, I am not, Your Holiness, but I am here to save you. I am the Sheriff of the Magi, Your Holiness, stewards and protectors of the deserts of the Mansa's empire.
You know who we are? How did you find us?
One of my riders spotted you a few clicks off. He had to double back to get mounts and rations, and then we got a messenger bird from the ports with a missing person notice with your descriptions. You couldn't wait a few hours for His Majesty to find you a guide?
We didn't want to risk offending the locals or compromising our mission.
And this situation, this is your mission going according to plan?
We were told our destination was taboo, that the Magi would kill any who tried to leave or enter that place.
Well, big time. And it goes over some mean country, impossible to pass without desert knowledge.
Then, you're here to guide us?
Hells no! I'm marching you simple motherfuckers back to the Mansa's palace, where you're going to rest until you're well enough to get on a ship back north. You want to take a sip of water and try that again?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, my dehydrated idiot tourist is a bit rusty, but I believe you were cussing me out.
We cannot turn back. We need to go to the Valley of Evil.
And why should I allow you to enter a place so accursed that my peoples have been keeping anything from leaving or entering under the pain of death?
Because somewhere in those ruins is the key to us destroying the Lich King, stopping the climate crisis, and saving the world.
Are you serious? You cannot survive in the desert for 5 days. You cannot survive a single fight with the Lich King.
We have fought Death Knights, vampires, demons. I literally fought my way through hell to rescue that warlock. I am so dedicated to this cause that I allowed the most touch-starved creature in existence to paint me in a state of indignity I wouldn't allow my spouse to witness, all so I could reclaim this sacred relic and shove it in the Lich King's bastard skeletal face!
Oh, damn.
You can drag us back to the Mansa's palace, imprison us, throw us on a ship bound for the north, but as soon as we are ready, we are going to be marching right back here. If this water is the only help we're going to get from you, we're going to make it last.
Your resolve is admirable, and there is truth in your words. I will help you. My people have brought mounts to hasten the journey. Should take 11 days and nights.
I thought it was only 5!
Not when you spend 6 days walking in the wrong direction.
Troops, God is my witness, I will never make fun of rangers again.
Actually, let's round that out to a fortnight. I believe you needed some time to recover and a crash course in desert shit.
You think 3 days is enough to prepare us for such a perilous journey?
Perilous? No, the Mansa pays me a 6-figure income. My people have been masters of this desert for thousands of years. We are traveling in comfort and style. I'm taking the nice trails. There's a gift shop in the town we're provisioning in.
But we need the fastest trail, Sheriff, not the nicest.
The nice trails are the ones with caves, shady cliffs, oases, and floodplains. The fast trails are not for people who walk into a desert with a third of the food and water they need, 6 kilograms of gold in their pockets, no mounts, and no compass. What's the word in common? Morons?
We 100% deserve that. Question, how comfortable is comfortable? Because I can feel the words turning to dust in my mouth.
We got tents stocked with incense burners, extra soft sleeping rolls, roast goat, bread, fruit, water, beer, pipes.
Are you sure you're not an angel?
No, but if you want to make me a saint, we can talk about it on the way to the caravan, Your Holiness.
Hey there! Fuck me, General! Nice to see you too, you dodgy fuck. Are you trying to scare the shit out of me? Consider it to be a free ranger's lesson about staying on your toes in hostile territory. Anyway, your goods. Okay. Wailing willow bark. Feathers from an ashen crow. Hangman's honey. What? Well, don't get me wrong, General. I always appreciate your business, but, you know, when are you gonna bring me something cool? This is the same stuff you bring me every week, and I know it's the offcuts. Motherfucker, did you just describe the incredibly prohibited magical ingredients that I sell you on the sly as offcuts? What the fuck do you know about what's out there? I've been far enough over the border to pick up a rumor or two. I could make you some very impressive stuff with some dove's blood. What did you just say? Yeah, I mean, you're just giving it away to the old clans for free. I mean, why don't you just kick a little my way and then we... Let me see if I've understood your request correctly. Okay! You, the shadiest, most unscrupulous back alley organ harvesting alchemist that I've ever had the misfortune of dealing with.
I guess that would be a fair assessment, yes.
Just asked me, the royally appointed overseer of the ranger conclaves of the realm, personally selected by their majesty the monarch.
Yeah!
To provide you with samples of an impossibly rare plant that only grows in areas where the barrier between the material and spiritual world is as thin as paper. Whose magical properties are so fabulous that they are considered to be sacred by many cultures.
Yep!
Including the old clans of the realm, whom both I and the monarch belong to.
Well, when you put it like that.
Assuming I overcame the urge to empty my quiver into your skull for having the audacity to ask, you wouldn't survive long enough traveling solo to get to anywhere where it grows. You aren't so fucking tough! I can tell which direction is north, and I have my own ways of defending myself and staying hidden from the Lich King's servants. There's a lot worse out there than just cultists and undead. Old Boney lets all kinds of horrifying things skulk about. Ooh, I'm a badass ranger. There's no way anyone can survive 3 miles outside of civilization without my help. See if that confidence persists when you walk straight into a swarm of gallows hornets. That's not a thing. You just made that up. Where do you think hangman's honey comes from? Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, I really hope you haven't been ingesting that. Ah! What the hell was that? Wraith hunters. Oh god, what do we do? Oh, you can tell which way's north. I'm sure you'll be fine. But if you do want some help, why don't you hand me my order? Okay, be a smart ass about it. Here, 1 quarter's worth of arrows made to your ridiculous specifications. Pleasure doing business with you. By the way, just so you're aware, that was an absolute pain in the ass to make. Yeah, bet. Now listen closely. Stay low, get behind me. If what I'm about to do does not work, run and do not stop. Yeah, no need to tell me twice.
Seriously, dude? 1 arrow?
1 arrow is all that was needed.
You seriously thought you could defeat a servant of the Lich King with a single arrow?
Who, me? No, but have you met my friend Captain Camembert?
And just who the fuck is Captain
Good job, Camembert. And they said awakening you and sending you to school was a waste of money. So your animal companion is a mouse? Yep. And that mouse is a wizard. Yes, any other obvious questions before we start running from the other wraith hunters? Just one, actually. Does he need any tiny materials for his tiny spellbook?
Meanwhile, at the Immersion's newly redecorated residence in the capital. Well, darling, what do you think?
I must say, Simon Bathory did an amazing job with the place. The moulding in itself must have cost a fortune.
Not even. I made a sizable donation to the Guild of Artificers Relief Fund and had estimates for a working facade onto my apartment door before dawn. I know, it's gauche to throw around such coin, but it had to be done. These merchants, they have no taste.
Yes, and on the subject of taste, dear Inna.
Oh, did you not eat?
No, I'm plentiful, it's just... well, you know that House Bathory is one of the most respected parts of the vampiric dynasties, and that your rank as its scion is unquestioned.
And last time I saw the sky was black and full of stars. Any other shocking revelations?
It's just that some of these paintings...
Great, right? This wedding was from a pair of barbarian clans that are settling a blood feud. It was painted as part of a study that I funded for some students from the, I believe it was the College of Eloquence.
Wait a second. That's a wedding scene?
Yes! Can't you spot the happy couple by looking for the 2 people with blue silk sashes elegantly tied around their waists?
Yeah, because those are the only 2 articles of clothing in that painting.
Isn't it great?
Well...
What's wrong, darling?
It's just that some of the other scions are a little unimpressed by the risque nature of these paintings.
Darling, the vampires have used seduction and charm to twist the will of their prey since the Red Mother let us take wing. When did the other scions become so puritanical?
It's not that we don't approve of your hunting practices or your particular diversions, but we're not so fond of your profiting off of these depictions.
And yet, they still accept my tithe.
Well, but maybe they have a point, Silent Bathory. I mean, after all, humans are at best pets and livestock. I mean, we wouldn't...
Before you finish that ignorant thought, I'd like to remind you that you're addressing vampiric scion / extremely powerful sanguinancier. And that while your candy ass was cutting your baby fangs, checking for paladins under your coffin before being tucked into torpor, I've been out here, living, loving, and earning amongst them.
I didn't mean to speak out of turn.
I'm appalled, frankly, at these toxic attitudes you've developed, and assuming you survived the war, I am going to be giving you and your entire house an attitude adjustment.
Now see here, Scion Bathory!
I should buy the damn castle out from under you just to teach you a lesson.
Yes, Auntie. I'm sorry, Auntie. I won't make fun of the mortals again, Auntie. Alright, Tex, time to get squashed! Enough!
Blood of the ancients! I just bought that door!
Back up, Inna! That's a vampire! I've got a stack of missing person reports this thick since that fucker turned up in town!
You didn't.
Bullshit, Auntie! I have no idea what he's talking about! Inna, you're related to this leech? You know this goat?
The instructor and I have done some philanthropic work in the past. And yes, instructor, I am their aunt. Sort of. What evidence do you have that they're a vampire?
Well, I won't deny it was mostly circumstantial evidence, but they did turn up in town after sunset in a hearse with a handful of anemic servants.
This motherfucker.
Hey, I had to travel down from the mountains somehow. Besides, you'd be amazed how quickly the road's clear for a funeral procession. You diabolical blood-drinking motherfucker! But I would never feed without leave, especially in the capital. And why should I believe that, parasite?
Well, because if anybody poaches on my territory, they don't live to see the next sunset.
Enough! No.
Yes. Sorry to break it to you like this.
But I've known you for years. We've built soup kitchens, homeless shelters, and orphanages together. Oh my god, were you just keeping your larder stocked?
No. I live on animal blood. Keeping the state healthy is essential for keeping mortals off my trail, among so many other reasons. And when I do dine a la carte, I dine only on the true scum of society.
Let me guess. Beggars, streetwalkers, den rats?
Fuck no. No. Nobles, clergy, merchants, although I do have a mild citrus intolerance, and I can't have too many of those.
Say I believe you. All evidence points to one or more vampires hunting with impunity in the capital. Something needs to be done about that.
I couldn't agree more, dear. Like a darling. Could you do me a favor and get my good riding cloak, my hunting kit, and my Overhill and Sons loyalty card? We're going on a stakeout. Get it?
Yes, Auntie, it's a play on murdering our kinfolk with stakes. It's very clever. Our agent with the report. The First Ranger General reports increased activity near the borderlands. The High Commander of the Order of Devotion is saying that the training efforts are going really well, and the monks are asking for additional resources to help combat the street deer. So noted. And what about our other little project? I think it's very possible and might go extremely well, at least based on what the lawyers have told me. Great. And the Chosen Ones? Well, come on now, don't keep me in suspense. They spent 6 days walking in the wrong direction towards their destination and nearly died in the desert. Fuck's sake. But it's okay, they're on their way to their intended destination with a bunch of mystic-level rangers backing them. No problems reported thus far. Oh, thank God. That'll be at least some kind of soft sell for the Monarch. You're not worried the Monarch's gonna be pissed that the Chosen Ones can't tell which direction is north or south? Nah, we learned to expect this after they took a day trip to the mountains and successfully derailed international politics for the next 40 years. Yeah, I still can't believe they pulled that off. Neither could I or the Monarch, which is why we are doing mandatory breathing, exercising, and wellness activities every day. Speaking of, it is nearly noon. Have you seen them? Their illustrious majesty. Yeah, they're down in the kitchen entertaining some guests. But don't withhold information from me. You're not good at it. Who are they with? Just a few of the refugees from the countryside. What? Yeah, apparently they thought since we had so much food in the palace for our staff that it might be a good idea to distribute some of it. How many? What? How many refugees and members of the public are currently down talking with the Monarch? Oh, not many. Maybe 1,500? 1,500? For fuck's sake! Meanwhile, in the palace kitchens... Okay, halfway through the crowd, 1/3 through the stockpile, plenty to go. What about yourself, sir? How many to your lot?
Only 5 to my tent, your illustrious majesty, but my youngest is with child.
We'll call that 5 days rations for 7 people, and anything else I can do for you, Elder?
Well, my remaining toes are giving me a bit of gripe now that you mention it.
Palace Doctor is down the hall to the right.
Thank you, your majesty. Look at toes.
Sometimes it's really great to be a head of state. Next! I really hope this is the right one. Oh my gods! Hello, good model, and how many are your kin? None. I think there actually might have been a mistake, your illustrious majesty. I was looking for the Laird Provost of the city. Well, that actually would still be me, but what are you here for if not aid? Planning permission. You stood in a queue with literally hundreds of displaced, dispossessed people fleeing strife, climate change, and all manner of nonsense in the countryside, and assumed that this was the right place to ask for planning permission? What are you even looking to build? Inns. Yes, your majesty, inns. I'm a head of state currently contending with multiple economic, social, and political disasters, and you think my priority for the capital is building inns? They should be if your intention is to build a secondary defensive ring around the capital. You've piqued my interest, keep talking. Oh, there you are, Your Majesty! Quick, there's something very important that needs your attention! Oh, is this about all those missing person cases? I can come back later. Spymaster, can't it wait? We're discussing civil and missing persons cases? Oh no. What fucking missing persons cases? Hey, totally unrelated, maybe we should do some breathing exercises. Did you fucking know about this? I swear before all the gods, if you fucking knew about this! Your illustrious majesty, I swear I was going to tell you. Manuela! Look, I can tell you're upset. Upset. Very upset. I'm gonna give you one more attempt at coming to terms with your situation. Angry? Angry. After I knocked you on your ass with a single punch, I had to be restrained by 7 of my own household guard because I grabbed a meat cleaver with the intention of feeding you to my gathered subjects. I left angry the second I found out just what you had been keeping from me, you deceitful fuck! Okay, message received, furious. Ding ding ding! We have solved the puzzle! Tell them what they've won, tavern keeper! Yo, seriously, my shit's not urgent, I can come back later! Never mind then, I guess I'll give the good news. For the low, low price of a capital crime in the heart of the capital, it's an all-expenses-paid summary execution for high treason! High treason? You can't be serious! Do I appear to be serious, tavern keeper? The look of murder in your eyes leads me to believe yes? Correct! You will be personally led by me to the headsman's block, where I will take up my ancestral sword and depart your lying head from your traitorous soldiers so that my ancestors can give you the eternal kicking you so desperately deserve! Please, you gotta believe me, Manuela! How dare you? How dare you use my name like a warding charm against me after pulling what you did? Your Majesty, we have projects of national and international scope that are this close to completion. We've been working on them together for years. We are on the cusp of improving the lives of every single one of your subjects. We cannot afford for you to get distracted. I'm sorry, distracted? That is not a distraction. That's a fucking humanitarian crisis in my back garden. I am monarch of the realm. I am Laird Provost of its capital. Any who come here seeking help will be afforded shelter, food, and dignity. This is my house, they are my guests, and I will fucking feed them! I know, that's why I didn't want you finding out. What was that? I said I didn't want you finding out that I couldn't find them. What? Give me some credit. The second I saw those cases piling up, I started trying to figure out some similarities. You couldn't find them. I managed to reunite a couple of families that had got lost on the road. I managed to find out that a few poor souls had met some less than fortunate ends, but nothing unusual. But like 70% of these, the overwhelming majority, just drop off the face of the earth. And I knew the second you found out that there was something hunting in your back garden that even I couldn't track down, that I'd go straight out looking for them myself. Oh, gods, I punched you in the face. Babe, you've been doing so good in your anger management classes, you have absolutely no reason to apologise. Had the roles been reversed, I'd have punched me in the face too, and I would have told you immediately if I didn't think this was a potential ploy to assassinate you. Yeah, we're not a babe yet. I'm still angry at you for assuming, like the Lich King did, that I was going to go blindly on the stock. That is completely fair, Your Majesty, yes. Apology accepted along with your stay of execution for now. Now go contact the Druid Hierophant. I need to organise a conference. At once, Your Illustrious Majesty. And while you're at it, bring me an apple fritter from Overhill and Sons. Hey, see if an order's going. Can I get an eclair? What the fuck are you still doing here? I didn't know if it was safe to leave yet. Fair enough. Can we get an eclair and all, please? On it. Thanks. So I assume that the reason I'm still here and not a smear against that wall for talking out of turn is because you have something you want to discuss with me? Yeah, actually I do. Tell me how taverns can assist in preparing the city's defensive capabilities.
Meanwhile, the Chosen Ones continue on their journey.
Troops, got a progress update for us, Paladin? Apparently we're not far away. The Magi have ordered the women and children to the back of the column. It's just us, the sheriff, and a few warriors going forward. Can't believe we're almost there. I can't believe we're this close to finding the urn. I can't believe we were stupid enough to try doing this journey without a guide. Oh my gods, the fucking hubris. You know I can pray for food and water? The gods wouldn't even let us have it. That's how much we fucked up. And not only have the Magi not hindered us, they've been incredibly accommodating, and this trip has been, let's face it, A vacation. That cliffside town that we visited? The people were so friendly. I heard a dozen new musical styles in as many languages with competitive poetry. What, like fighting? Yeah, but like nothing I'd ever heard before. The level of improvisation alone was mind-blowing. We need to come back here. You need to do a little of the old comprehend languages so I can start transcribing this. We could grab some food from that temple on the way. That temple was carved into the cliff face to resemble a local nature goddess and feeds hundreds of pilgrims a day, and you want to use it for a drive-through? Were you only paying attention to the food the entire time? Well, what were you paying attention to? Gee, I don't know. Maybe the beauty of the 1,000-year-old sacred site that was being used by holy people and pilgrims of a dozen different faiths and traditions, all peacefully praying, debating theology, and practicing good works? Yeah, but did you try that honey porridge with the dates and the spices? That porridge did slap right enough. Why was it so tangy? They add a ferment to the grains as it's soaking before they prepare the porridge. Apparently it's a great hangover cure. I have been taking every cup and every pipe the Magi have been offering me. Can confirm. I have no idea how they can traverse a hostile desert without falling flat on their face with every step. Oh, this is all going in my next letter to the temple, by the way. Speaking of, your holiness, I have your next proof for your ex cathedra decree right here along with my notes. Thank you kindly, warlock. Just what fucking heresy did I just witness? Whoa, Paladin, where's the crusade? Why is that Diabolist editing an ex cathedra decree? Well, you may recall that the previous Devil's Advocate was turned into a pillar of salt by the Archangel that elevated me to my position, and there's no rule that says that the Devil's Advocate needs to be a member of the clergy, just that they have an acolyte or equivalent understanding of the faith. And I was an acolyte of the Temple of the Grave. Yeah! Before you renounce the gods to serve the Lich King, you fucking apostate! Hey! I'll be the one who bandies about words like apostate, thank you very much. Besides, the warlock is uniquely suited for the position. Uniquely suited?! How do I put this delicately? Paladin, our temple's canon is fucking cheese. There are enough loopholes and exploits in the rule of the saints that it allowed a literal servant of the Lich King to rise to the rank of Pontifex Maximus of one of the realm's leading religions. That is a problem. And who better to interrogate the faith than a literal Archon tier warlock that used to serve the Lich King? That's actually quite good. Yeah, that's pretty smart. You asked me to think politically, and I am. And the best part is I know that the warlock won't fuck me over because if they try, I'll be keeping them out of paradise. Me! I can do that! As you keep painfully reminding me. Caravan's stopping. That must be us. Right, let's go, troops.
Chosen ones, it is time. From here, I will go no further.
Why?
What?
I mean, I get the terrain's super cursed, but couldn't you at least come inside with us, find the entrance?
Let me explain something to you. You're standing in a place called the Valley of Evil, at the foot of a pyramid that belonged to a dread necromancer lord that my people had a personal hand in overthrowing, and that we have contained for millennia. The name of this pyramid is widely considered a curse that roughly translated into common means Pyramid of Death, Pain, Spoiled Milk, and other awful shit. Why the fuck would I go inside with you?
You know what? Fair enough. I think that's our best point of ingress, troops. Come on.
Fucking tourists.
Meanwhile, in a secure room in the Monarch's palace in the capital. Alright, Tavern Keeper, you've had your eclair. Tell me how inns are going to help me with bolstering the city's defences. I've been a Tavern Keeper for many years, Your Illustrious Majesty, and it has given me an extensive and broad-ranging list of contacts. I forge friendships, I cool rivalries, I remember some things, I forget some others. Is there something that you're saying I need to forget? Your Majesty, have you ever heard of the Friends of the Road, Orchard and Grove? The fucking Froggies?! Oh shit, you have heard of us. The Draconist Peasant Farmers Guild that wants to turn the realm into a republic? Yeah, I fucking heard of yous! Okay, the use of the word peasant is unnecessary here. I grew up in poverty and cut my teeth as a cattle market mercenary. Don't fucking tell me I can't say peasant! Yeah, but can you say it now, Your Majesty? My anger does not rule me, I rule it. My anger does not rule me, I rule it. Okay, you have to know how intimidating that is after everything I've seen. You want to talk about intimidation? Half of your lot rally to the cry, democracy tomorrow. A not inconsiderable number of you are known to run with rebels and outlaws. Do you have any idea how scared the nobility will become if they see me aiding and abetting you? I've brought all the materials and labourers needed to build, furnish and staff 12 24-room inns in the next month. Fucking how? 2 separate instances of random adventurers throwing money at us like breadcrumbs at pigeons and not caring who was taking it or what they were going to be spending it on. We took that cash and we got it working. Okay, but 12 inns in a month? 12 shell buildings that don't need to be put to immediate retail use by my cooperative and instead could be used as hospices, storage centres, barracks, or perhaps most crucially, housing. I'd say 1 family of 5 per room at the very most, but even then there's common rooms. I could house everybody in that line. And there are children, sick, vulnerable, and elder folk that will need to be moved out of those tents, but among those refugees are bricklayers, smiths, carpenters, all with skills that can be used for the war effort. Give them pay, put tools in their hands, keep their wains in school, and they will help you fortify the city. And how do I know you won't just pocket the money and then run off into the countryside to foment revolution against me? Because you can have your chief narc do extensive background checks on us, observe our operations with total transparency, and I will lease the buildings to you for a song. Much. 1 gold piece a day per building to commence from when you're satisfied that these places are fit for mortal habitation. 588 gold a week then. And for how long? A year and a day from the establishment of any peace following the war effort, or with 2 weeks' notice deliverable to this address in the cattle market, which I would like to also open up as a separate venture to commence operations immediately. And just how big and complicated is this venture? Not big at all, Your Majesty, it's basically just a shed. An intriguing proposal. Let me talk to the spy master, see if we can scrounge up some patronage. Cleric, could you get the lights, please? Much better. Okay, my companions, the time has come to seal ourselves. We are standing in a pyramid built by a necromancer lord so powerful, the one that would go on to be the Lich King sought him out as a master. There are untold dangers that dwell within this tomb, and it is important that at all times we be on our absolute... Yeah, we got this, we're good. How is it that we could have came this close to actually dying in the desert, and you can still be possessed of this level of hubris? Oh no, you're looking at a changed rogue. I have passed all the way through hubris and straight into humility. It's just that if this pyramid is as dangerous as the desert that we nearly died in, pretty much the only way we're going to succeed is if we do so spectacularly it looks like we did it with no effort. So I'm just leaning into it. Wow, I actually can't fault that logic. Exactly. Bard? Chosen ones, as usual, welcome to pre-dungeon prep. We have our first timer, the warlock, in with us today, but don't worry, they're in good hands as all of us here are seasoned adventurers who have penetrated a tomb or two in our day. Just how many times have you all done this? This pyramid will forever be recorded in our memoirs as Dungeon 69. Nice. Rogue, would you like to start us off with your preparations for this run? I've gone through all of our packs and made sure that we are all adequately supplied on rope, rations, antivenom, playing cards, and water. Based on the desert environment and the lack of surface moisture on these initial crevices, I am inclined to assume that this pyramid is a thirsty bitch. Nice! Cleric! I've sat down with some of the wise folk of the Magi caravan, and they've given me various techniques for treating snake bites, heat stroke, dehydration, all the likely ailments we're like to suffer in here. They also gave each of us a special sweet that, when added to dubious water, will make it potable. The flavour of mine is very berry estuary. Nice. Paladin? Well, I spent the last couple of weeks training with the Magi, partly to regain my muscle mass that I lost in the desert, and partly to learn what kind of dangers we can expect in here and how best to fight them. Apparently, we are to be on the guard for curses, undead, venomous insects, and cursed undead venomous insects. Dear gods, that doesn't sound nice. That sounds like the opposite of nice. Which, owing to thousands of years spent in this desert environment, have been desiccated to near crumbling and are extremely vulnerable to fire. I rescind my comment and re-enter a plea of nice. Anything else? Just that I'm quite liking them, actually. Very nice. And how about you, wizard? Well, like the cleric, I sat down with the Magi wise folk to get a little bit of a better understanding of the art that they use to defend these places, the craft they use to root out evil from them. I didn't have time to absorb the entire millennia-old Arcana tradition, but I'm confident that we can bust through any wards and glyphs in this place with ease. Also, motion for side quest. Bard recognizes the motion for side quest. Go on, wizard. Okay, so the head wise woman, the sheriff's wife, let me know that the Dread Necromancer Lord that built this place has an entire wing dedicated to housing a casket that contains his family jewels. And if we destroy them here, we destroy them in the afterlife. Permanently. A motion for side quest is put before this party. All those in favour of utterly desecrating an undead dictator's dick say nice. Nice. Opposed? Let's ruin this ruin. Nice! Meanwhile, in the Monarch's chambers in the palace...
I am a stone in a river. I am a stone in a river. Your illustrious majesty, how are we doing? Spy master. Well, I just wanted to stop by to let you know that I brought the dossier on the Chosen Ones, thin as it is, and to let you know that I did some investigation into that tavern keeper and that froggy band that he brought with him. And your assessment? He seems earnest enough. No outstanding bounties, or at least nothing that we couldn't realistically pardon. Great to hear. Please make sure they get as much help as they need without arousing suspicion. And, hear that other thing I asked for? Yes, your majesty, I did. My gods. I know, it was in such poor taste. I mean, those articles. Did I ever look this good? What do you reckon they bench? Your Majesty! Gotta be 260 at least, but how many squats? Your Majesty! What? Don't be bashful, dear. How many taverns did we go into together during our adventuring days? You always went weak at the knees for the ones that looked like they could tear you in half like a chicken wing. Oh, what? And you did it! Our adventuring days were a long time ago, and I don't think I need to remind their illustrious majesty of that. Absolutely, Spy Master. Okay, but for real, did I ever look this good? Your illustrious majesty would do well not to compare themselves to people who are 20 or more years younger than them. Besides, I think your greys lend you a certain appeal that I wouldn't trade for a night with 5 paladins. Charmer. Has the Hierophant arrived yet? They're waiting outside, your majesty. Well, send them in, and on your way out, make sure you swing by the kitchens and get yourself something to eat before retiring for the evening. Your majesty, Spy Master, I hurt you. Badly. After I let my rage get the better of me for the first time in years, and let me tell you, that doesn't excuse my offence, it only compounds my shame. I understand that I have no right to ask you for anything, but I need to see you healthy and in good cheer, if only because I know it's better for the state of the realm. I love you. I love you too. Now away and get your dinner. Evening, your majesty. The Spy Master said that you wanted an in-person progress report on what we're doing at the Moot. We have a separate issue, Hierophant. One that requires your wisdom and confidence as our friend, as our once physician, as a custodian of Mother Gaia, and a firm believer in the old ways. Well, of course, your majesty, I will offer my whole analysis and my absolute discretion to any question that you put before me. I need you to brew me the Queen's Cup again. You are a fucking lunatic! Can we please use our inside voices? Inside voices? You must be hearing voices! Do I need to remind you that you're addressing the Monarch of the Realm? Aye! Because that request could have only come from the swine-thieving brockbat I went to school with! It has been 15 years. How are you still on the peg? Your Majesty, the constituent ingredients of that potion in and of themselves are not to be abused, and require vigorous physical and mental conditioning just to give you a slim chance of survival. And you have spent the last how many years with your arse polishing a throne? Fucking behave yourself, I'm in the best shape of my life. 6 caps of Grovesire. Prolonged psychosis at best, cardiac arrest at worst. 10x Thamos concentrate, ego death. 3 tiers of dove's blood, which I've already had twice, once during my lands, right then the cup. You barely survived both times, and if by some miracle you do again, what, blindness, paralysis, will I grow a tail? How do you fancy a succession crisis on top of your ecological one? Oh, you're having a fucking laugh. It is a cup of poison! Barely made into a liquid consistency by debated virtue of a half pint of grain spirit, indistinguishable from turpentine. Aye, honestly, that was the best part. Manuela, there are maybe a handful of people who have tanned the cup multiple times and survived, and all have suffered for it uniquely with one unifying characteristic. Their waning years wear anguish. As your advisor, as your friend, as your once physician, I cannot, under any circumstances, prepare that potion for you in good conscience. 128 people have gone missing from the capital and the surrounding villages in the last 6 months, and the spy can't find any of them. That includes 5 families of 5. When do you need it? Dean, you in there? The Monarch needs to know if you're feeling any better. Oh, for the love of all the gods. Go away! I'm dead! You're not dead, Dean. Yes, I am. I'm dead and I'm not writing anything for anyone else ever again. Dean, you're not dead. You're just sober for once. It's the same thing! Look, Dean, I get it. Nobody likes to have a good thing going and then experience a bump in the road. A bump in the road? A bump in the road, you arcane arsehole! I just had to burn 70 chapters of my opera comique because some bastard orange-eating merchants decided to claim title to the section of score you used. Yes, Dean, I know. It sucks. It sucked 2 weeks ago, but you need to move on. But what if I can't? What if I really needed that section? What if that score was what was really propping up the whole work? What if I really am just a hack? Ow! Tate Bialurin, musician, poet, playwright, and Dean de la Collège Bardique is many things. Chief among them, a gluttonous, lecherous, aging drunkard and den rat, whose only wisdom that he gained in his elder years grew from the thousandfold follies and fuck-ups that he made as Tade the Younger. Is this supposed to be my pep talk? But even at his absolute worst, and he was just that, the worst, he kept me, the artificer, the druid, the spy, and the merc that would be queen going during our adventuring days, after hard fights, during cold nights when we were sleeping on even colder and harder ground, and we loved him for it. You really mean that? You're not a hack, Dean. I know it, the Monarch knows it, and more importantly, your fans and students know it. You should have been a bard. I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment. Now, why don't you take that libretto from that opera comique that you were so attached to and see if you can turn it into something new or different? I don't know, but it hurts just to look back on it since I lost the score. Well then, why don't you just write a new score for the remainder of the libretto and then work your way from there? Or take the libretto and then turn it into an actual play, hire some actors. You've got buckets of talent, Dean. You can figure something out. Thanks, Archie, that really means a lot. By the way, did you remember to replenish the stash when you got back from Fairy? As soon as I got through the door, thanks for sending me the readies in advance. You're a legend. It's nothing. Just pick somebody attractive to play me when this magnum opus of yours is finished, okay? Till next time, Dean. The realm of Mercia, at present, is a continent-spanning, peaceful monarchy. Peaceful monarchy. Special thanks to my sandwich tier patrons Griffin Provenzano, Devil, and Brandon Cryer for making this project and others possible. And an extra special thank you to my early backers Ryan Henderson, Winter Slade, D Sparrow, Dugrin, Watchful Spirit, Harrison Paulin, Gunner, Computer Coder, Patchwork Wizard, Zed Pickering Polstra, William Ferrari, Isaac Davies, Sashot Mack, Andrew Davis, Lemon Planter, Sora Mayura Yukino, Displacer Cat Shi, Zinerax, Gabriel Shepherd, Harry 1863, Anthony Williams, Kay Burnett, Peter Allen, Merrill Douglas, Jordan S., Aaron Grover, Wanna Trip Baby, Damian Lane, Carl Lilia, Righteous Steak, Thomas O'Neill, Joshua, Jenny Size, Matthew, and Evan Haggard. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you like access to behind-the-scenes content and the ability to influence our future projects, please consider supporting us on Patreon.